Wait, what? What did I do, Bullseye? What? Bro, dude, I went live. I was just at my computer. I was playing Minecraft. I was not even supposed to go live. I didn't have time to make coffee, tea, nothing. All right, this is fucked. Don't even ask. Oh god. DSV, Devil, Nagato, how's it going, guys? I was planning on giving you guys a heads up. I was thinking I wasn't gonna go live tonight, and then fuck the daily. I was so sure daily wasn't get. I was so sure there was no trailer coming out today. Fuck. Get that reaction vid for daily PV. Yeah, well, yeah, that. Also, but I was like, fuck it. If I'm going live, then I might as well read too. There's no. Going live is like the hardest part. It's like, it's not the actual reading. That's kind of whatever. It's the corpse collector PV, not daily specifically, I believe. Oh, that's interesting. That's the first time. Eat your words for what? What? Why is Bullseye so hostile? Are you like this to Easy? What did I do to you? A sequence PV. Well, there's no way they're going to do 22 of those. No, he's chill. What did I do to you? Why are you so mean? I'm just real with you. Bro, to be this real, you need to be a member if you're going to be this real with me. Hold on. I'm getting scammed here. Hold on. Take back Nagato mod. We do not wish for another tyrant. Oh, shit. Yes, Nagato mod is over. Perfect timing? Yeah. Maybe 18. I think we got close to that in volume 1. No, I doubt that, dude. I guess they could theoretically do one per day, one every day until the 27th, and then on the 20th release the thing. Yeah, as soon as they take away your mod powers, you leave Nagito. I see you. Don't think you're slick, bitch. It's time for shameless plug. Now, this motherfucker. Okay. First of all, let me be really clear. Absolutely shameless plug. I got no qualms about that, alright? This motherfucker. Okay. I don't know why it won't let me download it in 1080p like it normally does. It's just in 720. Why? Couldn't fucking tell you. Okay, don't ask me. We'll watch it in 1 second. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hell yeah. Ah, thanks. Bullseye, my weakest soldier, you bitch. A monster PV. True. I know I said it before. You take it or leave it. And I'll leave, do something IRL. Alright, now I'm just kidding. My reaction seeing the trailer now it should be what? It's such a low energy day, but when the PV drops, everyone starts being so happy. You'll see. Oh, okay, cool. First thing you'll understand. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm gonna keep this live, but I'm your second most sarcastic soldier, and I'm Easy's most loyal soldier. You're like none of those. Every word you said in that sentence is a lie, Bullseye. Let's be really clear, bitch. Yeah, I know Easy says he's PG-13. I'm most certainly not. I will swear at my whim. So, if you don't like swearing, I apologize, but probably not the right place for you. Trailer's so peak. It's 7 a.m. and I haven't slept. But good Lord of the Mysteries won't let me sleep. True. Sleepless pathway. Fuck it. Who needs sleep? I forgot Red Devil said in chapter 2 to Wiz. He's Delulu, don't worry. This is so weird. It'll only let me do it in 720p. I don't know why. Okay. On that note, screw it. Let's turn off the music. Let's get this party started. Hell yeah. Ah, stop it. Okay. All right. Daily trailer reaction. Let's do this. All right, let's go. Oh, it should be me. It should be me. You're right. Oh my God. I don't know who said that. You're a prophet. This should be me. Klein, you bastard. Oh my God. Oh my God. Daily got the heavies. Excuse me? Daily got the heavies. Hold on, brother. I gotta go back. Hold on. What am I supposed to be watching? What am I supposed to be... What am I watching? Hold on. Who the fuck is this guy? She got two big arguments. She's got great eyes, I've heard. Fry. Oh, Fry. Oh, okay. Fry the goat. Is this Daily? No, this looks like Trissy, right? I feel like we saw this in one of the trailers. This is... Is this Madam Daily? Dude, I thought for sure that was Trissy. It's Daily? Whoa, because we saw this in one of the trailers and I was so sure this was Trissy. Never mind. Oh, I guess the blue lipstick. You knew it was her. I for sure thought it was Trissy, dude. Oh my God. What? Trissy would have a choker, so yeah, that's Daily. I don't think we got this close up in the trailer. Otherwise, I would have known with the lipstick that it's Daily. Oh, wow. She looks so cool. What is that? Have we ever seen Daily actually fight? Who's she fighting? Excuse me? Okay, you know what? Let me watch this and then I'll come back. What is happening? Fry. Fry against... Fry died against Sharon or Trissy? Who did he die against? Oh my God. We appreciate goth mommies. You got that goddamn right, Bullseye. On that, you and I alone can agree. On that, you and I alone can agree. What? Okay, okay. Who is she fighting? Who is this? Wait, Fry didn't die? Was it Kenley that died? Who the fuck is this? Someone please help me out. I'm so lost. Oh, it's Kenley that died? Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry. Could this be done in a... No. No. You said it's the spirit... Poor... You can't even remember? No, I can't remember. What giant monster is this? Daly's a spirit. Oh, it's a spirit. He's being frozen all the way through, all the way to his heart. And is this the pathway symbol? Is this the symbol of the pathway? The corpse collector pathway? Whoa, that was so good. Okay, that definitely wasn't for Daly as a whole. That definitely wasn't for Daly just for her, but oh my god, that was amazing. Seriously, this part, it should have been me. Fuck you, Klein. I know you've gone through a lot, god damn it, but this should be me. You don't deserve this. And my god, they made her very pretty. I hear. I haven't seen her face yet. What? Did I say that out loud? What's happening? Oh my god. This looks so good. Oh, that's amazing. Daly, my queen. She's not even my queen, but our queen. What? That was so good. Oh my god. That was so much, and I think I only got like half of it. I still don't know who this giant fucking thing is in the... I don't know what the fuck this thing is. Unless this is one of the spirits that Daly summoned. But then, what the fuck is this thing? They're fighting something. What are they fighting? What fight is this? Daly's absolutely stunning, dude. Oh, God. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna stop. Okay, that was a 6-minute reaction to a 40-second thing. That's insane. Alright, I'm gonna leave it there. If you're watching the video, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Thanks, guys. No, Boza's gonna make so much fun of me for that, but I don't give a fuck, motherfucker. Try me. Okay. Wow, that was so good. I also heard there's anime original content as well. Oh, that might be... Oh, okay. Bieber fight details completely escaped me. Oh, was the Bieber fight in this? What was the Bieber fight? Wait, do you think this is the Bieber? Do you think this is the Bieber, the monster Bieber became? But that's way too big and that's not in a warehouse. Or I guess maybe they moved it outside the warehouse. It might be... Oh my god, they might have moved it outside the... Wait, Daly wasn't in the Bieber fight? Might be Daly's POV as a Nighthawk in background and no a clown either. The clown would be dead by this point. If by this point in the fight, the clown would be dead. It's either anime only or they exaggerated the Bieber fight. True. Oh. Hold the phone. That was so good. What? Things, yeah, like Megos is in a cathedral. Things need changing. I guess, yeah. For an anime, just visually, some things are gonna need to. you know, like you might need to extend the space to make stuff work a little bit better. I get that, I do. It was the fight with Megos, for example, was in the one like the waiting room of the Nighthawks. That's such a cramped room that I don't know if they could do that on like video on an anime, because it'd be so cramped, like you wouldn't know what the fuck is going on, you know. Whereas in a book, you can just describe it, and the person can sort of fill in the details themselves. It kind of doesn't matter that much. I'm not saying it doesn't matter that much, but you know what I mean. Oh, good lord, that was amazing. I think Cuttlefish said Megos fight is still... what is BTSC? Megos is not in the... But they said underground of it? Oh. 2.5 weeks from the first episode? Oh my god, please. I can't wait. Okay, give me 2 seconds, and then we will just, and then I'll get the reaction uploaded, and then we'll start reading. The security, Blackthorns, yeah, exactly. Wiz, don't people your age go to bed by now? What do you mean people my age, bro? How old are you? Are you 6 years old? What do you mean people my age? Are you calling me old or young? I don't even know that. This motherfucker. Dude, I don't know if it's crazy how good... it's crazy how good Bullseye is at riling me up. Like, it's actually incredible. It's like he's this little sister. Like, it's like he's my little sister. Like, what the fuck is happening here? Aren't you 31? Yeah, when I fuck your mom, I am. This bitch. Am I too old to be making that joke? Yeah, probably. But yeah, he doesn't. But he doesn't deserve any fucking grace. So fuck him, really. Lurking, count your fucking days, all right? All right. Okay. Don't worry, mom jokes pretty much age pretty well, just like your mom. This motherfucker. Okay, lurking. I can handle one. Okay, I can handle one, and that one is him. It ain't you. You're too late to the party. Okay, you start trying this shit now. It's not gonna end well for you. Goddamn, count your days, bitch. I guess we're gonna get a Darkness Seer Mystery Prayer. Maybe. We're definitely gonna get a Seer at this rate. I mean, if we're gonna get anything, it should be a Seer. Watch the PV. You saw the daily? Yes, I did, DSV. We just finished watching it. It's so good. Romero, how's it going, man? It's so good. No, I don't think the Sun's gonna get a... I don't think the Sun's gonna get a character trailer. He comes in way too late in Volume 1, too. I don't think it makes any sense for him to get one. Okay, on that note, everything's done. Let's get started reading. I am probably gonna need to take a short 5-minute break in like a little bit because I don't have anything to drink. And I'm gonna need to get something in a little bit, so I mean, I'll play it by ear. When I feel like I need it, I'll take a short like 5-minute break, but I'm okay now, so let's go. Alright, 618, volunteer work. Second floor of the Sweet Lemon Bar in the boss's room. Bill Brando held his cigar as he stood by the window. He was looking out, and his eyes were out of focus as he wore a dark and terrifying expression. At this moment, a bodyguard entered and said, "Sir Sothoth has returned from the east." Sothoth? What the fuck is this name? Don't stop at 626? Why? Or don't tell me, sorry, don't tell me why. I mean, or someone said no. I don't know. Or you deleted it? I don't fucking know. If that's not a good place to end, let me know. I mean, if it's like a chapter more, maybe that'll be fine. Or if I need to end sooner, let me know too. Let him in, Bilt said. Sotham Yan was his assistant, an important member of the Adventure Association. In less than a minute, Sothoth was dressed in a linen shirt, brown jacket, and a red headscarf, walked in. He looked to be in his 30s and had bronze skin. He was obviously someone who spent most of his time at sea. Boss, something happened? Sothoth asked. Yes, something happened. From the looks of it, it will fail. I have no idea how I'm going to answer to that important figure. Who the calls someone an important figure instead of just saying how I'm going to answer to them? What is happening? Good luck. Moderation will be held today. If it's that bad, if it's that bad, DSV, we'll make you a second mod, okay? Don't you worry about it. Without waiting for Sothoth to answer, he asked, has there been any changes on the Eastern Front? Same as usual. The pirates are still after every ship they can plunder. They even target each other. The Navy is only able to guard the various colonial posts, and they're barely able to maintain smooth passage through the sea routes while protecting their relatively important ships. And there are often sea battles, with both sides obtaining victories sometimes. Sothoth shrugged. The eastern front of the Sonia Sea is a pirate's playground, Bilt sighed. There has been more recent news from the islands on this eastern front. Apparently, it has originated from the Black Death. Vice Admiral Ailment? What news is it? Vice Admiral Ailment has encountered an assassination attempt and was seriously injured, and the person who attacked her was the adventurer, Gehrman Sparrow. Gehrman? Bilt blurted out. Yeah, it's him. He's really a powerhouse at the level of an pirate admiral. Even if it was a sneak attack, it happened on the Black Death. There were so many pirates around, but he managed to escape after dealing a heavy blow to the admiral. He later hunted Wormtongue Mythor. That's really important news, Bill staggered. There are very few powerhouses at the pirate admiral level among adventurers to be able to deal a heavy blow to an admiral on her flagship while alone. Such an operation can only be done if one is absolutely confident of their abilities or insane. Only a madman will infiltrate an admiral's flagship in an attempt to assassinate them, instead of finding another spot. Having said that, his expression changed. I met an adventurer named Gehrman yesterday. For real? I can't be sure, since I've never met the real Gehrman Sparrow, or seen his photograph. Bill shook his head. You can search for the newspaper from the Rorstad archipelago to confirm the identity. So many days have passed. There should be tourists that have brought over the corresponding newspaper and Sonia Morning Post. The government offices, police stations, churches, and charity organizations will subscribe to the important newspapers of the Rorstad archipelago. The sun will appear. They showed his character design on his birthday. Oh, he'll appear in the show. I just don't know if he'll appear in season 1. I just don't know if he'll get a PV because he comes so late. The Rorstad archipelago was the biggest colonial ground of the Lone Kingdom in the central Sonia Sea. Its influence radiated outwards, so there was no doubt that Oravi Island, which was within a distance of 3 days of travel, I've shown you the design. Yeah, I remember username. Was part of its domain or influence. The official organization and churches all subscribe to newspapers and magazines of the area, so non-crucial news would be received in 3 or 4 days. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm gonna try putting on the Witcher 3 background music. I don't know if that is copyrighted or not. If it's not, that's awesome because I love the Witcher 3 music. We're gonna take a chance, okay? We're gonna take a chance today. Okay, you know what? On that note, let's do a gamble. Let's do a divination. Am I gonna get fucked here? Just a quick divination, okay? Quick divination. You hacked their digital. Zaza, what the fuck did I do to you, bro? I have no money. I lose all of it in in the casino, bro. Don't try to rob me. I have nothing to give you. This music is not copyrighted. Let me cook. Let me cook. Let's go gambling. True. Okay, great. Thank you. All right, let's keep going. All right, Bilt nodded. Do you have the exact details of Gehrman's assassination attempt on the Vice Admiral ailment? It said that Gehrman is able to change into anyone, like the Vice Admiral Hurricane. It's with that power that he infiltrated the Black Death and found an opportunity to carry out an assassination. He can change into anyone? Bilt's eyes lit up. No, that won't do. He's a lunatic who dares to infiltrate the Black Death. He causes one to instinctively fear and distance themselves from him. Furthermore, I don't even know if he's the real one or not. He shook his head. I wonder when the Nighthawks and the Hive Mind will take action to deal with the abnormality in William Street. I hope they do it as soon as possible. Amidst his thoughts, Klein left the Grey Fog and returned to the real world. After some consideration, he took out a piece of paper and laid it down on a brown desk. He wrote on a dark red fountain pen and asking about Mr. Azek's recent situation before mentioning he had discovered someone with a parasite in them, while he was searching for a mystical item that could steal the beyonder power of others. I know you're almost sure you will get the job, but at least wait for the paycheck. Nah. How's it going, Dr. Z? Yes. With this as a topic starter, he added how he learned from others about information regarding the Worm of Time that was related to high-sequence beyonders of the Marauder pathway. He also mentioned that he knew such an item could be useful as a sacrificial item in important rituals or high-level charms. However, he has no idea how to produce them. Klein put down the fountain pen, folded the letter, and brought up the copper whistle and blew it. White bones spewed out like a fountain, forming a giant skeleton. But this time, the messenger didn't bore out of the downstairs, but instead it tore through the ceiling, looking down at the summoner from above. Klein knew that this wasn't because the messenger had become impolite again, but because he was staying on the first floor of the inn. An easy stream, I fell asleep in my chair. Wow. I'm going to tell him about that. Wow. That's not very nice. Ramiro has reached his physical limit. I'm just glad to know that he has one. Jesus Christ, this guy does not sleep. He flicked his wrist and threw the letter like a dart, making it land accurately in the messenger's bony hand. The messenger, the flames in the messenger's eye sockets flickered as though it was observing Klein, but ultimately, nothing happened. Its body disintegrated into a waterfall made of bones as they drilled into the ground. After everything was done, Klein didn't spread open the paper crane. He erased what would have been written and wrote the same content to seek advice from the Snake of Mercury, Will Ossepton. Oh god, I love The Witcher 3 music. If this is not copyrighted, we're listening to this is all we're listening to. Oh my god. This was because he had realized something terrible. The paper crane wasn't a mystical item or a beyonder weapon. It was an ordinary piece of paper. After repeatedly having its contents erased by an eraser, it was beginning to show signs of its structural integrity falling apart. After a few more tries, it might just tear. I'll leave extremely important matters that require contact before considering it. For example, only when Mr. Azek isn't sure how to bypass the grandpa to warn Leonard. In addition, he didn't dare to use the radio transceiver to contact Erides recently. This was because of the powerhouse sent by the true creator was still likely loitering around the area, searching for the aura of the Black Eye. The scent of the grey fog was equally able to attract the true creator's attention. Today, I'll continue being a tourist and relax. Tomorrow, I'll start searching for opportunities to do real acting. Dude, I feel like Klein's gotta be close to fully digesting this potion. With how much he's been acting, like, this is some good shit. He planned on heading to the mountains outside Oravi Harbor to watch the sunset. Oh, that sounds sweet. Now you can never replicate this level of bullshit. This thought stemmed from a popular novel. Its author's name was Leanne Masting. This gentleman was born in Odora and had decided to permanently reside in Backland after the age of 20. His books had introduced the sunset at Mount St. Draco with immense feelings, believing that it was the most beautiful scene he had ever seen. Klein rode a carriage out the city and walked on foot to Mount St. Draco. He took an hour before arriving at the peak of the not-so-tall mountain. Time passed as the sun slowly set, making the blue sea situated to the left of the mountain appear like a sea of fire. As for the emerald green forests and the vast fields on the right, they seemed to be gilded. All the colors bloomed with the final touches of radiance in that instant before darkness gradually approached it until it became dark. Ships entered the harbor as carriages drove into the city. The busy people began returning home on the roads parallel to the wheat field and the fruit gardens. When darkness enveloped the entire scene, specks of warm light lit up one after another inside the city. They were like resplendent gems that dotted the velvet night sky. It really is beautiful. Klein admired for a moment until all the lights from each family were reflected in his eye. He turned around in silence and walked down the mountain path, accompanied by the dark trees. He returned to the mountain before walking for a distance until he hired a carriage to the periphery of the city. The carriage stably proceeded forward as the dim light halos from the iron-black elegant street lamps silently illuminated the ground, receding backwards into the distance. Oh, Romero, someone did say that I shouldn't end at 626. Is that chapter okay to end at? Does anyone know? After some time, Klein returned to his inn, took out his key and opened his door. There was a bed, a desk, and a chair in the room, silently sitting there in the rich darkness. Klein closed the door very gently and walked to the window. He stood in the shadows created by the curtains and remained motionless for quite some time. The lights outside were still bright. This is like really small, but I think this is the first time Klein's actually had a bit of time to like slow down and actually see the world that he's spent now like 6 months in. Like he's actually, yeah, do 627 too. Okay, cool. And it's like very tiny, but it's like after having had read that passage from Roselle, I think that's what like sparked this, where he went like, hey, I'm gonna be here for some time, one way or another. So I really should take some time so that I don't feel so alienated, because that's not good for me. So he like took the time. He's like, let me just, because again, he could have just like he'll have days where he's like, oh, I'm not gonna do anything, but he doesn't go sightseeing. He loiters around, he drinks at a bar, whatever. But like this way, he actually went there and he went like, okay, it's still like, it's not too different from the world I know. Yeah, I know it's very different in a lot of ways, but in other ways, it's not so different. It's people living the same way we live in this world. When you get down to the studs of it, he's okay. Early the next morning, Klein turned on the tap and patted his face with ice-cold water, rejuvenating his entire body. He had already thought of a way to engage in true acting. It was the hospital, where death could occur at any moment. In the past, Klein only circled the area without much focus, loitering around, making it hard for him to find any suitable targets. This time, he planned on using some time of volunteer work to stay in the hospital for some time. He could provide hospice to the dying patients who temporarily didn't have family beside them. By doing so, he could await the targets he needed. That's really morbid, Jesus. After having breakfast, Klein arrived at 10 Black Forest Street and entered the Hospice Foundation. This was a charity organization of the Church of the Goddess. One of its responsibilities was to provide the various hospitals with trained volunteers. Klein came to the registration booth and saw the female employee. He lightly tapped the table to attract her attention. "Is there something I can help you with?" the lady asked. "I wish to do some volunteer work." "Name?" Suddenly her eyes froze right as her right hand trembled. The fountain pen she had just picked up fell to the ground. In the papers in front of her was a portrait that looked almost realistic. The owner of that portrait was the crazy and dangerous adventurer, Gehrman Sparrow. Your reputation precedes you, Mr. Gehrman. To quote a great man, it's like living among the dead. Oh, this is when, when Reverse Flash was shot. That's not a bad point. It's kind of, I don't know if it's quite like that, but it's much more like Klein's living in a world where he knows these people are real. I mean, in the same sense that any of us are real. But to him, it's like their lives don't matter as much as a human's should, as much as a human's probably did to him while he was on Earth. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. It's like he's living among people, but their value as a human to him must feel like it's lower than that of a regular human. That's what I would. Oravi, or maybe not lower, but he just feels like an outsider. You know, like maybe I guess the best way to put it is like he feels like another species of humans walking among humans, but they don't know that he's that. He feels like he just knows he's somehow different. Like if we were somehow able to bring back the other. If we were, what the fuck was the other human species that we interbreeded with? I can't remember their name. Someone say it, please. I think he just sees himself as not a part of this. True. Not to the point you think? Maybe. Neanderthals. Yes, thank you, DSV. So, like, he feels like no, Neanderthals. Like, he feels like, almost like what I would imagine, like, if a Neanderthal came into being now, and he was like walking around with us, and no one else knew he was a Neanderthal, but like he knew. Like he was like, listen, like I'm walking around, I'm doing everything they're doing, I'm just like, but I'm different. They don't know how. I know how, but even I don't really know how. Like I'm just different. That's what I assume the feeling is like. The lady responsible for the volunteer registration hurriedly bent her back as she frantically searched for the pen which she had dropped. At this moment, Klein also noticed what she was reading. It was back when his portrait and escapades were published, a news report from a few days ago. The lady in her 30s finally picked up the pen and said, You want to do volunteer work? Yes. But you're an adventurer. She instinctively didn't want such a dangerous person to do volunteer work. Being famous isn't exactly a good thing. Screw it, I'll just change my appearance and name before coming back. Klein had the intention of giving up as he questioned her without any emotion. Who made the rule that adventurers can't do volunteer work? It wasn't me, the lady blurted out on the brink of tears. The volunteer registration room became very quiet. Klein was first taken aback before he felt like laughing. It took him a great deal of effort to maintain Gehrman's image. After the lady calmed down, she sensed that her answer was clearly problematic. She forced a smile and said, "No, I mean this isn't regulated by anyone. My impression of adventurers is that they're very busy. You need to be out at sea all the time and have very little time to do volunteer work." "That's them," Klein answered. All right. I'll help you with the registration. Please, fill it in. We will provide the corresponding training and the volunteer jobs according to your request. We will contact you, and you can always come over to inquire for any updates." She had already made up her mind not to put Gehrman's form into the docket. Instead, she would hand it directly to the Foundation's person in charge and the police. Goddess, why is such a dangerous fellow here to do volunteer work? She secretly drew a crimson moon on her chest. I'm so curious, how do you do that secretly? Like you go, but like you do it and you like do it hurriedly, how do you do that? Klein nodded in silence, took the form and sat down, picking up a fountain pen and filling his information. During the process, a man in a doctor's gown entered and asked, "Joanna, are there any new volunteers? We'll begin the morning training." Joanna, who was in charge of the registration, had the intent to shake her head. However, Gehrman, who was sitting opposite her, gave her an intense sense of pressure. So she didn't dare to lie. There is. She first replied and then looked at Klein. "Mr. Sparrow, do you wish to receive the basic training now or later?" "Now." He planned on familiarizing himself first, allowing him to show professionalism at volunteer work after changing his identity. That way he could quickly help out at the hospital. Then, follow Mr. Gravia after you're done filling in the form. All right. Half an hour later, the calm and polite adventurer who had his madness hidden in him stared at the abnormally dirty toilet in front of him. He held his breath and said, "Scrub it?" Oh God, how the mighty have fallen. Right. You've already received the basic training on how to carry a patient. But this isn't the most common task we do. We're mainly in charge of cleaning a patient's vomit or changing and washing the linens, as well as maintaining the cleanliness of the washroom. Matters such as bandaging wounds are left to the professionals. We only have to do the basics. Gravia pinched his nose as he pointed to the stained toilet. A volunteer has already demonstrated it to you. Please, begin. This is different than what I imagined. Completely different. Klein's first reaction was to turn his back and leave, but he ultimately picked up the tools with a deadpan expression, holding back his disgust, and he went over before crouching. He then leaned back a little and extended his right hand. At noon, Klein took off the white gown and wore his top hat before leaving the hospice foundation. He had serious second thoughts about continuing the volunteer work. Yeah, no shit. After he's done cleaning it, of course. Only when the carriage arrived at the Sweet Lemon Bar did he steel his resolve to continue the attempt. I have to become a marionettist this year and digest the potion, so as to begin seeking the clues to become a high sequence beyonder. He retracted his emotion and entered the bar. He spent 8 pence for apple cider marinated pork ribs and a piece of buttered bread. Apple cider marinated pork ribs. That sounds good as fuck, no? Together with a cup of beer, costing 1.5 pence, they formed Klein's lunch. He finished eating in an unhurried fashion before taking a handkerchief to wipe his mouth. He said to the bartender, "Where's your boss? I have something I need to talk to him about." Since he had already agreed to join the Adventurers Association, Klein didn't plan on missing the opportunity to use this loose alliance. He planned to ask Bill to contact some unaffiliated artisans or artisans who were willing to moonlight. He wanted an artisan to create an item like Azek's copper whistle, so he didn't need to set up a ritual and chant incantations every time to summon his messenger. It was complicated, troublesome, and a waste of time. A lot of the stuff in Lord of the Mysteries sounds good, yeah. Except for the fucking mushrooms. Of course, if Bill didn't know any artisan, Klein didn't plan on forcing it. After all, joining the Adventurers Association didn't require him to pay. The bartender pointed and said, "He's on the 2nd floor. If you've already agreed to join the association and have seen those bodyguards, they'll let you up." Bro wants to be fancy. Dude, his lunch cost up 1.5 pence. That's like nothing, even back then. That's crazy. Klein nodded and slowly got up before walking to the staircase. Indeed, the guards did not stop him. Only when he reached the second floor did a guard approach and inquire about his purpose. Thanks to his reputation, he easily met Bilt again. My friend, Sosoth Yan, an important member of the association, Bilt pointed. At the same time, he exchanged looks with the man and saw the seriousness and puzzlement in each other's eyes. After a simple greeting, Klein got a chair to sit on. He said, I wish to obtain the help of an artisan. I'm wondering if you have any clues. Artisan? I do know an artisan, but he's unwilling to meet strangers. This will bring him grave danger. If you have any requests, I can be the middleman. I think I have the reputation to do so. To most churches, low and mid-sequence beyonders without any evil intentions could be ignored at times. However, artisans needed to be dealt with indiscriminately. Otherwise, the mystical items they created could flood the markets, bringing about extreme unrest. Wallflower, how's it going, man? From the looks of it, the Adventurers Association which Bilt organized wasn't just wasting money. At the very least, it has amassed quite a bit of resources and information channels. I wish to make this into a ring, mainly to provide one with underwater mobility. Klein took out the Murloc bladder he had long prepared. He temporarily didn't mention the messenger, planning to test out the artisan's ability and Bilt's reputation. If this messenger summoning incantation became widely known, it could create a lot of trouble. Yes, Nast to be attracted. I think you don't have a deep enough impression of the law of characteristic convergence. You will either be given the material for advancement or you will be the material is what it is. Yeah. That makes sense. The phrasing that you put, Dr. Z, is really good, but I like to think I have a pretty, it's not like, it doesn't seem like it's very complex, truthfully. I think the true creator has to be misunderstood. Amon's probably a good guy. Yeah. Oh, wait. Money. Wait, you're reading it with me, so you don't know anything any more than I do? I don't think so. I used to think so. I used to think my original theory was that Klein was going to eventually team up with Amon to fight someone else. But after hearing all this, I think Klein and like Will Ossipton are going to team up to kill Amon. I don't know. In that instant, Bilt shuddered for some baffling reason. All the hair on his back stood up. He felt as though Gehrman's eyes looked like he had seen a treasure trove. As treasure, this wasn't a good experience at all. Bilt glanced at Sothoth and forced a smile. This is a Murloc's bladder, right? Making a material at this level into an item basically wouldn't have any accidents. The artisan's fee is £150. You can pay me after it's crafted. A very fair price. Klein nodded and threw the bladder over. Bilt caught it and added, help me ask the artisan if he has the ability to fix the summoning ritual of a spirit world creature onto an item that can be used for at least a year. No problem. Bilt heaved a sigh of relief before signaling to Sothoth with his eyes. Sothoth rubbed his depressed eye sockets and took a step forward. Mr. Gehrman, would you be interested in heading out to sea soon? We already have a few pretty good ships. They're planning on hiring manpower to the eastern front to hunt pirates. Interesting. But my focus right now is to digest my potion. Klein calmly shook his head. Sothoth's smile froze before vanishing. I'm like 15 chapters ahead of you at the moment. Wouldn't hunting pirates in this manner be acting? Because he's acting as Gehrman Sparrow. Wouldn't that work? He's acting like truly as Gehrman Sparrow. I think that would work, no? Oh no. I guess that wouldn't work because he has to act as someone who already exists. So get feedback. So I guess that wouldn't work, huh? Or wait, would that work, Romeo? He didn't say anything further. It was as if a rejection from the adventurer at a pirate admiral level. He and Bilt already found the relevant newspapers and confirmed the authenticity of Gehrman. Acting as a fake person isn't the same as acting as a real person. So it helps. So it does help digest, but just to a lesser degree. I see. Okay. Klein slowly got up and pressed his hat to his chest before bowing. Thank you for your help. Bilt's facial expressions twitched as though he was holding something back. He had something to say, but wasn't able to say it. Finally, he drew in a breath and smiled. I believe we should hope for a pleasant partnership. Klein sensed Bilt's and Sothoth's abnormality, but he suppressed his puzzlement and didn't ask. I can't ask. There will be trouble if I do. I have to focus on digesting the potion. Klein turned around and walked to the door. Mr. Gehrman, Bilt suddenly said. The corners of Klein's mouth twitched as he calmly looked back. Nothing. I mean, as a member of the association, you can have cheaper drinks over here, Bilt said with a smile. Do you think I would have pressed on the matter? Klein nodded and opened the door to leave. After watching his back vanish, Bilt stared in a daze for 2 seconds before letting out a long sigh. Stand-in mission. 620. Wait, you're saying I should go to 627 then? Okay. Let me just change the title. I don't know if I can make it all the way, but we're gonna try. Like right now, Klein has created a really good identity. And with the hunting, he is adding more unique traits to this identity people would latch onto. It helps acting, but not as much as acting like a real person. Oh, I see. Okay. Inside the room, Sothoth pressed on the edge of his eyes as he saw Bill sigh. Boss, that important figure will arrive the day after tomorrow. I know. Interesting. So there's an important figure coming, and they're trying to get rid of Klein before they come. Is Vice Admiral Ailment coming? Who else could it be? Because I think them saying like, hey, do you want to go out to sea really quickly? I feel like that was their way of like trying to get him the fuck out of here because they don't want any trouble. Is Vice Admiral Ailment coming? But why would the head of the Adventurers Guild be friends with a pirate? I don't know. Just realized that Wiz went straight to the PV and reading without even doing any Wordle or anything. Yes, I did. Yes. Because I didn't have any time for anything. I also make tea and coffee before I start. Who the fuck knows, okay? This shit is fucked. I'm gonna need to take a break and like maybe after this chapter or the next chapter, I need to get something to drink. Weird way you're saying that word. Which word? Inside the room, Sothoth pressed down. Oh no, I already read this. We only have 2 choices. First, we ignore Gehrman. We ignore whether Gehrman is worth trusting, and we trust him with the mission. We can only hope for the best. Second, we abandon the mission in Oravi, leaving our cash and jewelry to become pirates at sea. I have the confidence to make most sailors and adventurers on the Pirate Hunter follow us. Sothoth paused. Boss, back when you were an adventurer leading our ship and hunting pirates, you were always this decisive and tenacious. I believe you've already made your decision. There's no need for me to do a thing. There's no need to suck up to me, Bilt said bitterly. They're coming. Tracy's coming. Whoever's coming. Huh? I am no longer the fearless pirate hunter who didn't fear blood or gunfire from before. Long periods of ease and comfort have dulled my will. I do not wish to seek out chances to advance. Those companions who had turned me into monsters still live on my mind. However, you are right. We don't have time to hesitate. We need to take a decision immediately. Having said that, Bilt turned his head and gestured at the window. Sothoth was taken aback for a moment before understanding what his bosses meant. A lot of stress on that. What word, bro? I don't. After leaving the bar, Klein strolled by the side of the street, planning to hire a carriage. At this moment, he experienced a window open above him and a figure jump down. Perhaps after experiencing that terrifying incident involving the indigenous family notebook and the Bansi Harbor's strange telegraph office, Klein's first reaction was that Brando had died. He said he had suddenly died after a visit and was thrown from the upstairs. This was just like how he saw Ray Bieber's mother dead in a reclining chair back then. The body was highly decomposed and the eyeballs just fell to the ground. Similar thoughts flashed through Klein's mind as Klein discerned the figure who had fallen from above to be Sothoth Yan, not Bilt Brando. Moreover, he looked normal and was very clearly alive. And PTSD, yeah. Here comes trouble. If it were himself, he definitely would have pretended not to see Sothoth jump off the building to intercept him, running before the man could even manage a word until he shook off the tail. It would be akin to how the Admiral of Stars was being pursued by knowledge. Unfortunately, I'm currently Gearman, a lunatic who wouldn't flee. Getting to know myself better is an additional perk. Mr. Gearman, we have an important task to entrust to you. Here it comes. I won't be that free lately. This won't waste too much of your time. You can first listen what it's about and consider whether to accept or reject. I'm afraid I have no choice but to accept after hearing it. It's alright. If Bilt and Brando threaten me to take the mission, I wouldn't mind changing them into gold pounds and beyond ingredients. Whoa, hold on. They're not pirates, bro. How are you gonna turn them into gold pounds? What does that mean? Klein thought about it seriously and discovered that he didn't need to have too many reservations out at sea. Having the strength of an admiral basically made him unstoppable. He took out his pocket watch and said, "I'm giving you 5 minutes." "Alright, that's enough." Sothoth pointed to the entrance of the bar behind him. Returning to the room, Klein glanced at the wall clock and said, "You still have 3 minutes and 12 seconds. His attitude gave Bilt a baffling sense of ease. He began to believe that Gearman definitely had the capabilities to finish the mission. "Mr. Gearman, I heard you can transform into anyone, like how the Vice Admiral Hurricane could." "Who revealed this to you?" Klein pricked up his brows and gazed towards Bilt, looking gloomy. If the news of Gearman being able to transform into anyone spread, it was quite troublesome. This was because this made others either think of creeping hunger, making them think of the Vice Admiral's death, or they would think that he was a Beyonder who had certain secrets and was suspected to be a faceless. The former would attract the attention of the Twilight Hermit Order, while the latter would attract the attention of the Church of the Evernight. Of course, the Church of the Evernight weren't powerful force at sea, so Klein didn't need to worry too much about them. He just didn't want to be in conflict with the Nighthawks. Aw, I love how he still has like a soft spot for them. He's like, "Listen, I'll kill some Punishers, I'll kill some Hive Minds. I really don't want to hurt the Nighthawks though. Unless I have to. But if you make me do it, I will kill you." If that happens, he had no choice but to abandon his identity as Gearman. This was at a critical point where more and more people knew of the crazy adventurer who had a soft heart while being acknowledged and gaining feedback. Bilt sensed the change in Gearman's gaze as he tensed up. This was news released from the Black Death. Tracy. She's trying to seek revenge on me by doing so. One day, I'll hunt her. Klein nodded and said, "You can't think of it as real." He didn't explain how he received his powers of shape-shifting, as it didn't match Gearman's persona. Bilt heaved a sigh of relief and said, We're helping an important figure to search for a stand-in. That important figure needs to independently deal with a secret matter that he doesn't want others to know of. Therefore, he needs a stand-in to represent him while dealing in his daily affairs. He would meet different people and socialize with his mistress without revealing a problem. He will take 3 to 5 days to return. Bro, if Klein does this, he's gonna digest the potion by the end of this mission, isn't he? This is so good. Oh my god, Klein should definitely accept this. This is based. We had already found someone who looked like him, spending a great deal of time to correct his posture and accent, and we had received the good news. We had informed the good news to the important figure, who knew that the tramp would overeat and die at night. That important figure is about to begin his operation. We don't have the time to look for another person who looks like him. We can only seek your help. Isn't this the true acting I've been looking forward to? Klein was moved, but he suddenly noticed one point. To be addressed as important figure by Bilt, the leader of the adventure organization, it meant that the person really was an important figure. Matters that involve important figures are not simple and often contain considerable risk. Klein thought for a moment before asking, "Do you think this matter will be dangerous?" "No. As long as you aren't exposed, there shouldn't be danger. You need to represent the important figure and appear at social conventions. No one would dare to assassinate him." "Yes, I know what you're worried about. You're afraid that this important figure would silence everyone who knows about this matter after it's done. Don't worry. The pirates have fabricated plenty of vicious rumors about him, so even if the matter succeeds, no one will believe it even if you divulge this in the future. It will only be treated as a joke." Klein no longer bothered with the topic and switched to, "What's my payment?" £1,000, and 3 chances to get the artisan to make something for you. I'll pay all the expenses, apart from the materials, of course. Bilt made an offer which made Gehrman wasn't unable to resist, based on what had been previously entrusted to him. It's not bad. Besides, it gives me a chance to do some true acting. Klein looked at the wall and said, I'll return and consider it. I'll give you the answer in the evening." Regardless, he had to go above the grey fog to divine the level of danger. That artisan offer is really good. Because he didn't put a clock on it. Klein could just wait until he gets something really good and he's like, "Oh, I gotta get this bitch." You know what I'm talking about? Considering how Bilt and Sothoth were sequence 7s or even 6s, Klein didn't directly request to head to the washroom in front of them to prevent them from sensing a problem. As the important figure's identity hadn't been revealed, Bilt wasn't too worried. He nodded. "All right, I hope for a pleasant partnership." William Street, a stout man from Fasak who was nearly 2 meters tall, was searching for clues. Suddenly, he felt his spiritual perception trigger. As he looked up, light, which resembled a morning raised sun, surfaced on his body, illuminating the surrounding houses and street lamps as he thought they were illusions. At the same time, sparks soared on the streets as all kinds of supernatural phenomena appeared. Indeed, the Sauron family has sent people over. The man from Fasak, who had his suspicions, cast his gaze straight down the street. He saw Nighthawks wearing red or black gloves as black gun barrels covered the complicated pattern extended out of the rooftops. They were aimed at him, with the surrounding passerbys, while the surrounding passerbys didn't seem to notice anything amiss. He saw the Church of Steam and Machinery, is Archbishop of the Backland Diocese, Horamic, and the Church of the Evernights, Archbishop of the Backland Diocese, Saint Anthony. Saint Anthony! Ooh, a saint? Immediately following that, he caught the sight of members of the Sauron family raising their hands above their head through the corner of his eye. The powerful Fasak spies did the same. They had decisively chosen to surrender. Resistance only spelled certain death. There was still a chance of being repatriated by surrendering. What? I'm so what the fuck happened there? Why were there actual spies? I thought that was just like a thing Klein made up to get the Nighthawks and the Hive Mind to investigate. At 6:30 that evening, Klein once again came to the bar where he met Bilt and Sothoth. He expressionlessly said, "An advance of £500. Then you'll need to tell me who I'm supposed to be changing into." Bilt couldn't hold back his smile as he gestured for Sothoth to collect the funds from the safe, while saying in a deep voice, "He's the kingdom's highest-ranked navy commander of the Central Sonia Sea. His Excellency, Admiral Amaris Reveld. A real demigod." Supposed Hunter Angel. No, I get that. But that feels like a coincidence. Klein said there would be spies and spies were caught there? Coincidence? We don't do coincidences here. If it's a coincidence, it's 008. There just happen to be spies in that exact place. Maybe. It might be logical. But coincidences are always logical once you think about it. Oh, I met a friend while I was going grocery shopping, but I never go grocery shopping. Okay, well, you see, I really needed something and I needed to get it today, so I couldn't just have it be delivered, so I had to go. And he doesn't normally go shopping on Tuesdays, but he ran out of toothpaste this morning and he couldn't even brush his teeth, so he had to come. It's logical we would meet there. It's logical once you know of the end result. It's not logical before you think of it, right? That's what a coincidence is. A coincidence is a happenstance of fate. Coincidences and fate both speak to Beyonders. At least, that's what I'm going to go with. I might be wrong. I don't know. Holy fuck. Can you... Bro, how about you make the titles even longer? You know what? This is too short. Just make it an entire sentence. Make it 2 sentences. Fuck it. What does it even matter? Yeah. This fucking guy. No coincidence. More of a conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Suspected hunter age. Maybe. Admiral Amaris Reedvault? A true demigod? Upon hearing Bilt's reveal, a few words appeared in Klein's mind. I'm sorry. Bye. Gearman pricked up his brows and as Bilt hurried to explain. This wouldn't influence the difficulty of the mission. There is no need for anyone to display a demigod-like power throughout the duration of the mission. To make the mission not as difficult, His Excellency has specifically arranged for him to inspect the Oravi naval base for a few days. This way, he doesn't need to stay in the Central Sonia Seas Navy headquarters, the City of Generosity, Bayam. As such, he will avoid the Sea King Jan Kottman and the Governor General of the Rorstad Archipelago, George Negan. Governor General of the Rorstad Archipelago, Negan. The Negan, maybe the brother of the Negan that was assassinated? Interesting. He would avoid most of the subordinates he's familiar with, and he'll avoid his family who operate the family estate over there. He will also avoid the mistress he's most familiar with. That is to say, that you won't face demigods or the test of the masses. Here, there will only be 3 people who are familiar with His Excellency. The first is his secretary, Lieutenant Colonel Luan. He belongs to MI9. Luan, why do we know this name? Luan, why does that name feel familiar? I feel like we know this guy. He's in charge of monitoring His Excellency. He likely uses many names. I'm not sure which is his real name. The second person will be the local mistress His Excellency has here, a beautiful lady by the name of Cynthia. It's said that her ancestor was a noble before the title was stripped, and her family was exiled here. Beautiful lady, a demoness? I think so. Can there be a beautiful woman without being a demoness? No. In this universe, that's not even allowed. It's like a law of the universe. If you're pretty and you're a woman, you're a demoness. The third person is Oravi's Governor General, Aston Revold. The youngest brother of His Excellency, Earl Revold from the House of Lords, is the eldest brother. It really doesn't sound too difficult. Besides, my divination tells me it's not too dangerous. Klein fell silent for a few seconds before nodding gently. Only exception is Audrey. You're saying a minor is beautiful, Ramiro? Straight to jail. Right to jail. I need the detailed information regarding Amaris Reedvault. We've already prepared everything. This is his photograph. There are the descriptions of any unique traits hidden on the body. Oh, I'm sorry. If there's We've seen like handsome men who are not of the hunter pathway, Dr. Z. How is that sexist? What? Wait, how is that sexist? I don't even know how that would qualify. These are the descriptions of any unique traits hidden on his body. Here are the unique points of his accent. These are the common words he uses. These are the different reactions and attitude he has towards different things. Because, yeah, please. Here is the detailed information regarding his interaction with Luan, Cynthia, and Aston. Bilt was delighted as he produced all the information he received from the Admiral. Klein took the photograph and saw the middle-aged gentleman with black hair and blue eyes. He had a strict, old-fashioned demeanor, and his hair was a lot more voluminous? I know what voluminous, like, I can guess from the words that, like, it has a lot of volume, but, like, I've never seen this word. Voluminous. Loose and ample. Or very lengthy and full. Interesting. If you think the word beautiful can only mean that you're the one in jail? What? How? He nodded indiscernibly before looking up. I know this is a lot of information, but I believe you can memorize it all in 2 days. You have to be very professional in such matters. Before Bilt finished his sentence, he subconsciously took a few steps back, because the person before him wasn't Gehrman, but Amorous Reedvault. The strict and arrogant vibes he exuded were no different than the real person. Holy Lord of Storm, this is a miracle! Bilt looked him up and down and couldn't help but be amazed. However, you can be another 3 centimeters taller. Your legs can be thicker, but it's fine. There's no rush. His Excellency will arrive the day after tomorrow with the Imperial Navy's 1st Central Sonia Fleet. He would inspect the Oravi Naval Base in the morning and attend a banquet held at the Governor General's office. A rock can be beautiful, but I don't always stay. I didn't say only, Dr. Z. I said if you're a beautiful woman in this world, that can only mean you're a demoness. I didn't just say beautiful. I said a beautiful woman. Because a demoness, a witch. I'm just serving to irritate her more, not less. I have an invitation to it, and I can bring you there. You can watch from His Excellency's actions and the way he interacts with other people from the side. As he spoke, he received the 500 pounds that Sothoth had taken from the safe. He handed it to Klein and said, I hope for a pleasant partnership. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't see how that is, but I'm willing to say that I might not understand. I'm willing to say, like, listen, I might be saying something and I don't know why that's wrong, but I acknowledge that you feel it's wrong. That I don't mean for that to sound patronizing. If it does, I don't. He handed it to Klein and said, I hope for a pleasant partnership. Klein weighed the notes in his hand and studied it before saying, I hope for a pleasant partnership. Backland, William Street. After an inconspicuous member of the Red Gloves, Leonard Mitchell leaned over the outer wall of the house, awaiting the preliminary investigation to end. He had his right leg raised slightly, with only his toes to the ground. It made him look desultory. What does desultory mean? After a while, he saw his teammate return with a somewhat complex expression. He was excited, puzzled, expectant, and nervous. Thompson, is there a conclusion? Leonard's heart stirred as he leaned over. Yeah, both sides have spoken. They have no way of lying in their dreams. Thompson, with his thin hair, wore his top hat again. Why do almost all the Nighthawks have thin hair, except our MCs? What is happening? Their descriptions are uniform. Beneath the street is a ruin belonging to the 4th Epoch's Tudor dynasty. The entrance is indeed in that abandoned chapel. No one knows if there's another entrance for now. Is that so? He looked around and suppressed his voice. Old man, this is what you're good at. There's a Tudor family ruin hidden there. They don't sleep a lot. That's a lone man characteristic. You're becoming more and more impolite. In our era, disrespect to a high-ranking people implies being made into living sacrifices. Also, it's impossible for there to be only one Tudor family ruin in Backland. Are they lying? No, they just don't know enough, the old man said. That's a question only someone with a good sleep schedule asks. Wait, what? I was going to make a joke about how they don't get enough sleep, then I remember myself. True. If my theories are correct, this ruin likely belongs to the Tudor Truanced United Empire. What? This was a dynasty I'd never heard of. The slightly aged voice chuckled. Ha ha ha, what an unknowledgeable kid. After the Solomon Empire was first destroyed, it was replaced by the Tudor Truanced United Empire. Its double console ruled all of northern continent. Lore! Give me the lore! God. Double console? Leonard ruminated over the phrase. Console? Death console? ASIC? Let me open my notes. Console. In the ruins underground, there should be 41 inverted candlesticks on the left and 40 on the right. No, bro, Isaac was in the southern continent. Okay, damn. Damn. Okay, sorry. I couldn't. 2 chairs. 2 chairs. 2 equal chairs. Thank you. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh my god. There should be 41 inverted candlesticks on the left and 40 on the right. 2 of them look like they belong to the throne of a giant. It might be where Alista Tudor became the Blood Emperor. There must be a lot of secrets hidden there, Leonard frowned and said. Of course, but you aren't qualified to know it, the slightly aged voice hissed. What follows next is the exploration of the ruins. The old man chuckled before falling silent. A minute later, Leonard saw the Archbishop St. Anthony and the Church of Steam's Archbishop Horamic end their conversation as they returned to their camps. Let me put that in my notes. Why did the old man laugh? Why did he laugh when he said there's going to be an exploration? Is it because he's like foreseeing the death of like tons of people? He's like, oh, these fools, they're going to walk in and just get absolutely shredded. Is that what he's seeing? He is of the fate pathway, so this guy could. Yeah, this guy's of the fate pathway, right? Yeah. So he's of the fate pathway. Maybe he can like feel like a lot of death incoming or something. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Wait, this guy's the Marauder pathway? The old man? I thought he was the... Oh, he's the Marauder pathway. Oh. I thought he was the Fate pathway. I'm sorry. Parasite? Oh. Oh. Also, if you can't remember, there were, sorry. Also, if you can't remember, there were 2 passages underground, and one of them was completely collapsed, and the other one led to an evil spirit. Tudor is suspected to have become an evil god in that room. Parasite stealing everything from that target, including their life. Thank you. Tudor. Sorry, I already read that, Ramiro. My bad. That was silly. I was reading Dr. Z's comment that just popped up. If I'm honest, I can't even remember what it said, so it's fine. There were no passages underground. One of them was completely collapsed. The other one led to the evil spirit. Tudor is suspected to have become a god in that room. Tudor truanced. The truanced empire had the Knight Emperor of, so maybe, and we know they all held the same pathway, the lawyer pathway, right? If they all wield the lawyer pathway, maybe Tudor killed, Alista Tudor killed one of them and then became a true god? Maybe? Like maybe she had 2 of the 3 characteristics, killed the third person, became a true god? Let me say that that ruined 2 gods were probably born in like 100 meters from each other. Oh. Who's the second god? What? I'm so confused. What is happening? Immediately following that, Hormick ordered all the Hivemind personnel to leave, leaving the area to the Evernight goddess. What happened? Upon seeing the scene, Leonard was filled with puzzlement. At that moment, all Tudor and Truanced. Oh, yeah, okay. At that moment, all the Nighthawks heard Archbishop St. Anthony's voice. All Red Gloves gather. All the other Nighthawks are to leave the Mirror World, find a reason to evacuate all the residents in the area, and promise them compensation for their property. After all the residents evacuate, the Red Gloves and I will destroy this ruin that stems from an evil era. Entry is forbidden. It will directly be destroyed. May the goddess be blessed. They're just gonna bury it. They're like, fuck it. We're not even taking. They're gonna do the hive mind method. Just gonna be like, fucking nuke it, America. Fuck yeah. Just drop a nuke on it. Let's go, baby. Leonard never expected such a puzzlement. I only slept 4 hours. Wiz, how do you sleep more sleep deprived than me? I haven't been getting a full night's sleep. Okay, listen. I can do a lot of things, but if I don't sleep well, my brain does not function. Okay, I'm pretty razor sharp generally, but the downside to that is like my system runs like. My system needs like 93 octane gas, okay? And if that shit drops down to 91 octane, which is like I'm not eating the right food, or I'm not going to the gym, or I'm not sleeping well, everything falls apart, okay? Then my engine becomes like a 6-year-old BMW engine that just fucking stops working after 400 kilometers every time. I don't know what it is. Don't judge me. 7:30 in the evening at the Oravi Governor General's office, Klein changed into Sothoth's appearance. He wore a black tailcoat and a bow tie of the same color. He followed Bilt into the banquet's hall. And partially, Dr. Z, I feel like you guys have really high expectations of me, okay? The lore is really complicated. This is crazy. The temperature inside was like that of spring. A gigantic chandelier hung from the ceiling, and the shimmering candlelight illuminated the ground like it was daytime. In the corners of the right, there were musicians. It's just like, get good. Okay. In the corners of the right, there were musicians dressed in vests and bow ties playing a brisk tune. On the left were long tables. On top were roasted chickens, pan-fried foie gras, stewed lamb, Backland-style ghosted goose, odora lobster with butter and cheese, and other delicacies. Despite the distance, Klein could still catch a whiff of the fragrance wafting over. He planned on getting a plate and filling it with food. At that moment, Bill tugged at his corner in a reserved manner. He leaned his head over and suppressed his voice. Remember, the etiquette is required at such banquets. Our goal is to observe His Excellency's actions, so just taking a cup of wine will do. There's some misty champagne here. Ormir grape wine, and Southville red wine. All famous alcohols that are seldom seen outside. You can drink some, but not a lot. We must maintain sobriety. Yes, try to just go through the motions while drinking. Klein retracted his gaze and nodded. Ah, this bitch, he won't even let him eat. I know, Ramiro, what a fucking dog shit host. The two of them took a cup of golden champagne, while minute bubbles were like mist from the red-vested waiter who passed by them. Then they moved towards the banquet's highlight, where Amaris Riedwald stood, wearing his dark blue Navy Admiral's uniform. With their standing, they naturally had no way of approaching the Admiral. All they could do was observe his every action. Amaris's figure is normal. It doesn't look that fit. The corners of his mouth droop a little, indicating his actual age. He doesn't have a beard. His blue eyes seem to hide his authority that one cannot reject. His dark blue Admiral uniform is starched well. There's a red lanyard on his shoulder, which adjoins to his chest where there are all sorts of medals. His sleeves have golden cufflinks, accentuating his epaulets of the same color. His epaulets are split into 3 parts. From inside out, there's a embedded crown with rubies, the cross scepter and sword, 4 stars made of diamonds. Klein began scrutinizing and used his faceless powers to remember all the details of the Navy Admiral. During this process, he only took a sip of the misty champagne and didn't take note of its taste. After he had gathered most of the information, Klein exhaled and allowed his mind to rest. The great drain on his mind made him hungry. Hence, he placed the wine cup on the tray and planned to get some food. At this moment, Bilt leaned over and said, "His Excellency has given me the signal. We'll be meeting him at the agreed location." Oh my god, he won't let him eat, this motherfucker. Klein retracted his gaze from the roasted chicken and swept a cold gaze at Bilt. He took him away from roasted chicken. Klein, kill him. Fuck it. You know what? We don't even need the money. Kill him. Right now. Bilt shuddered as he hurriedly turned over, leading Gehrman to the floor-to-ceiling windows and into the garden. After walking for nearly a minute in the secluded path, he paused and pointed at Klein. "You can change into His Excellency's appearance. Just pretend you're that tramp who looks like him." Klein nodded gently and extended his palm to wipe his face. He did so to conceal the disgusting tendrils and granules that might appear while changing. By the time he lowered his palm, Bilt saw a middle-aged gentleman who looked somewhat like Amaris Riedwald. Very good. Bill took a few steps forward and came to the entrance of the sundries room. He extended his hand and pushed open the unlocked door. Amaris Riedwald was still wearing the eye-catching Admiral uniform. His body was standing sideways to the door as he observed the garden. At this moment, he turned his head and cast his gaze on the person who resembled him. The indescribable pressure and might made Klein involuntarily lower his head. Is this the sheriff pathway, like pushed to its fucking limits? Because that's order right there. Like the indescribable pressure and might. That's a sheriff. Or that's like a high sequence sheriff saying like, "Hey, I am the one who does order, motherfucker." Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. Stay up the whole night farming in MC. Alright, Justin, have a good night, buddy. I really need to find some fucking netherite. Oh my god, kill me. The Amaris Riedwald's gaze didn't stop there as he moved to Bilt and said, "This isn't the tramp you mentioned. He's a beyonder. Da da da. The plot chickens." 622, temporary contract. Okay, we'll do this. Oh, fuck's sakes. Okay, we'll do this last chapter, and then I'm gonna do like a 5-minute break. I'm gonna go get some coffee, and then we'll finish the last 5 chapters. You guys are making me do 10 chapters a stream now. This is bullshit, okay? You're pushing me by 1 chapter, and you're like, "Listen, 626 is a bad place to end. It needs to be 27. Okay. Well, 616 is a bad 616 is a bad place to end. You need to do 617. You can't do this every time, okay? This is bullshit. I've given you guys power. You're abusing it now. Upon hearing Amaris's or Riedwald's descriptive words, which weren't a question, Bilt's forehead instantly broke out into a cold sweat. Admiral, Your Excellency, the tramp suddenly died. I had no choice but to find an adventurer who could shapeshift." At this moment in time, Klein wasn't too nervous, because Amaris had already noticed him during the banquet. There was no reason for him to only be recognized as a Beyonder now. For him to agree to the meeting, not directly avoid the risk, meant that he didn't mind who Bilt had hired. Admiral pretending like he not breaking the law himself, damn hypocrite. Hey, this was something. I don't know what show this was from. I can't remember, but it was like. He was like, oh no, it wasn't from a show. I don't know if you guys have seen them, the Harold and Kumar movies. Oh my god, they're my favorite. I love them. This was from the second movie, I think, where Kumar is like, oh my god, like you're smoking pot and you put people in jail for smoking pot. You're a hypocrite. And he goes, okay, Kumar, have you ever do you like getting hand jobs? Yes. Do you like giving hand jobs? No. Well, then you're a hypocrite too. It's like, oh shit, we're all hypocrites. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. He continued looking at the genuflecting. Not worried at all. This is the confidence of a demigod. Otherwise, his Beyonder pathway is able to divert disaster ahead of time. Klein raised his head with great difficulty and cast his gaze towards the Admiral. Quite strong. Amaris Riedwald commented without expression. He continued looking at the genuflecting Bilt and said, do not try to use your under the table smarts on me. That was not a strong argument. It wasn't even an argument, Dr. Z. It was just like literally, it was a quote from a movie. Of course, it's identical to what's written in the information. The Admiral is inclined to expounding on certain things. I have to remember this point. It's a completely different style from me and Gehrman. Klein retracted his gaze in thought and cast it on the ground, as if he was unable to stand the pressure any longer. Riedwald took a step forward. Lying is the first mistake you committed. Not being cautious is the second. The tramp you spent a great deal of effort on to groom suddenly died, and all of a sudden an adventurer who can shapeshift appeared in front of you. Do you not think it a coincidence? Yes, it's quite a coincidence. Klein nearly said the same thing. A coincidence? Oh my god, this is... You see what I mean? Like, a demigod is so clever. He's like, anything that is a slight but coincidental, he's like, you didn't fucking think about this? Do you understand the threat you're under here? That's a high sequence Beyonder. He's like, damn dog, we got some shit around here, okay? Gotta watch it. If not for his confirmation above the grey fog, he would have suspected he was being set up by a legendary creature or a grade 0 artifact. Bilt's pupils constricted as he snapped to his senses. He discovered that, due to his horror and fear, all he thought about was to grasp the final life-saving straw. Good lord. He lost the caution brought about from his experience, having not considered whether Gehrman's appearance was a coincidence or not. The tramp suddenly died on the day he arrived at the bar. The more Bilt thought about it, he felt as though he had fallen for some intricately planned trap. Amaris Riedwald watched Bilt's expression change as he nodded gently and said, my father, the deceased Earl Riedwald, has taught me this. He said to pardon the first mistake. Bilt, you should be he said to pardon the first mistake of a subordinate. Bilt, you should be thankful for his benevolence. Bilt's tense mood eased instantly as he felt extremely moved. No shot. I'm not reading 12 chapters, okay? 12 chapters happens on like a we're finishing the volume stream. This is not a regular day 12 chapter stream thing we're doing, okay? No shot. He thought Amaris Riedwald, who was closer to a god than a man, would execute him on the spot, so as to warn all the adventurers who were under him. Who knew that he would choose to pardon him? They have a point? Who has a point, Dr. Z? Your Excellency, Bilt was unable to form a sentence. Amaris maintained his stern expression and deep voice. There's a second half of the saying. That is to punish them for their second mistake. Built. Do you know what you should do in the future? The genuflecting Built immediately straightened his back and pressed his right fist to his chest. I'll be the utmost loyal to you, Your Excellency. Amorous nodded and turned to Klein. What's your name? That depends on what identity you're asking about, Klein lampooned inwardly. Gehrman Sparrow. So it's you. Your Excellency, you sound as though you know me. I'm an ordinary military informant. I only bought some bounties through you. I haven't even made any reimbursement claims yet. Klein silently mumbled as he felt less and less confident. I don't. I will leave before that. Huh? However, we need to sign a contract. A contract? Klein resisted the pressure with great difficulty as he raised his head to look at Amorous. Amorous didn't provide a further explanation. He lifted the paper and pen as he had long prepared from the windowsill and wrote something. Every time he made contact with the pen, a golden glow would emit. The solemnity and holiness made it seem like he was penning a law. A law? Yeah, okay, he's off the sheriff pathway. Klein narrowed his eyes slowly, and as his vision turned blurry, he couldn't help but lower his head again. After an unknown period of time, Amorous stopped writing and said to Klein, "Sign your name at the end. If the conditions aren't satisfactory, you can choose not to sign." You think I have the guts? Do you think I have or lack the guts to sign it? Klein lampooned as he watched Built stand up. He got the piece of paper and handed it to Klein. 627 is actually the place, Dan. Dope, thank you. That's where I was ending, but I appreciate someone confirming. Oh, God. The conditions on the piece of paper were few and simple. Most of them restricted Gehrman's actions when acting as Amorous. It included, but was not limited to, voluntarily exposing any problems, not using his identity to engage in acts which were adversarial to Amorous, as well as not to make any intimate contact with Miss Cynthia, etc. He was like, she's my mistress. You can't do anything, you understand me, God damn it. I thought such an important figure wouldn't care about the chastity of their mistress. This Admiral really is old-fashioned. But I'm not such a person either. What if Miss Cynthia chooses to make intimate contact with me? Klein asked an academic question. An academic question. So just for study purposes, if I have to have sex with your wife, that's fine, right? Like, I didn't start it. Like, hold on. In between the lines, he was saying that being too distant or resistant made it easier for Cynthia to notice a problem. He was asking how he should balance the act. It's fine. During the contract's validity, you will not have any desire or lack the ability to do it when facing her. What? He can put in such an order? Like the classic question, if you become Santa, do you... Wait. That's insane. Like, I mean, like, so like if you're a demigod and Klein's just like sitting at a bar drinking or whatever, a man like bumps into him. He just looks at him and he says like, "Oh, you can't have any more intimate relations for a week now." That's crazy. like it would be so petty, but it would be awesome. You can do that? This contract is rather powerful. Apart from a contract with spirit world creatures, this is the first time I'm seeing other contracts. Furthermore, the former used the power of the underworld. This contract is only between two parties. Is this a demigod's power? The Arbiter pathway? Klein shot a glance at the dates and discovered it lasted 5 days. Is he confident that he will return in 5 days, or is his level only capable of implementing a contract for 5 days? Klein read the conditions once again before signing his name, Gehrman Sparrow. With the final character written, he saw the words on a piece of paper emit a golden glow as they condensed into a resplendent luster. Devil, how's it going? Amidst the resplendent luster, a piece of paper rapidly dissipated and vanished. It was as if it had fused with the world's rules. That's crazy. An invisible and faint grey fog gently rippled around him as Klein clearly sensed the layers of indescribable restriction being placed on him. These restrictions melted into his body, temporarily becoming one with his spirit body and flesh. The grey fog can block out the good and bad from external sources to a degree, but it's unable to screen a contract I signed, I guess. That's right, even if it can screen it, the contract with the messenger wouldn't have been valid. Klein gazed at Amorous once again in enlightenment. The Admiral had already converged his might as he produced a dark gold charm in his palm. On it were the words and magical label representing the Sword of Justice. Its entire body was converged and somber, giving it the feeling that it was part of a codex. This is a high-level charm, a 4th Epoch ancient codex, and the royal family's Grade 0 sealed artifact. Its name is Ninth Law. When injected with minute amounts of spirituality, it can produce a might similar to mine. This can even be done by ordinary people. Without it, you'll find it very difficult to pretend to be me. Indeed, the might I show in a disguised state is only superficial. It's fine for fooling others, but once there's a need to shock and awe any subordinates, it'd be useless. Klein heaved a sigh of relief. Amorous continued, with your present strength, you should be able to withstand its usage. Though, through it, you can indicate a necessary restriction on a target, making them be in an extremely disadvantageous state. This way, even if a demigod were to sound you out, you'll be able to scare them away. If no mishaps happen at the end of everything, and you had no need for it, it will be yours to keep. It can be used for a year. Dude, Klein, I don't care what happens. Use everything you have to. Use Tinder. Use everything. I don't give a fuck. Do not use this. Oh my god. The royal family has Grade 0 sealed artifact. That's like the least shocking thing I read in that sentence. Klein can keep it. Oh my god, no matter what happens, he has to find a way to keep this. Klein was first taken aback before he felt a strong sense of delight. He finally had another high-level charm. Ever since that time, he used up the one created by the mutated Sacred Sun emblem. Although such an item had a time limitation and was single use, a pro was that it didn't have any negative side effects. Of course, the stringent requirement was that the stringent requirements that were needed to create one made them very rare in numbers. Bro has portable aura now? Well, only once. As expected of a demigod, he's a lot more generous than built. Bribing a tramp and an adventurer at a pirate level are different in cost. As Klein thought in happiness, he silently extended his palm and received the high-level charm named Ninth Law. Dude, no, Ramiro. The most important, the part of that isn't even, the royal families have a Grade 0 artifact. It's that the families have enough Grade 0 artifacts for an admiral to just be able to give it away. It's like, if this works, I don't need it. Although I am very curious, what the fuck is important enough that he's willing to give up a Grade 0 artifact to get it done without problems? What the fuck is this? I'm curious what this mission of the Admiral is. This is interesting. Then he saw Amorous remove his belt. After a brief silence, Klein kept the embarrassment in control as he took off his clothes without an expression on his face. Soon he had switched bodies with Amorous and had donned the dark blue starched Admiral's uniform. After watching Amherst and Bilt walk off through a secluded path in the garden, Klein calmly adjusted his buttons and turned to look at the glass window. Oh, that's not a grade 0 artifact? Isn't that what he said? Am I losing it? Wait. The charm. Oh, the charm is not the art. It's made from the grade 0 artifact. Oh, sorry. Okay, that makes way more sense. This is a high-level charm using my blood, a 4th epoch ancient codex, and the royal family's grade 0 sealed artifact. I see. Okay, thank you. Sorry. That was silly. He's not giving away an artifact. It's a charm made from the artifact, like the one Klein made with the drop of EBS blood. Yeah. Okay. After watching Amherst and Bilt walk through a secluded path in the garden, Klein calmly adjusted his buttons and turned to look at the glass window. Under the dark night and the crimson moonlight, the glass window was like a mirror. It vaguely reflected Klein's present looks. He had black hair which was neatly combed back, blue and profound eyes, slightly drooping cheeks, a beardless face, and an old-fashioned and stern demeanor, all while dressed in a dark blue attire with a lanyard, medals, and epaulets. From this moment forth, I am a Navy Admiral. Okay, I really did want to stop to get some more tea and stuff, but I feel okay, so let's just keep pushing as far as I can until I need to stop for to get a small break. As he touched the charm in his pocket, Klein adjusted his height and details regarding his appearance, making him look identical to the Admiral. Man, if people gave nukes like that to random people, alone would have disappeared from the map a long time ago. Man, if they gave nukes like that to random people, Audrey's older brother would have nuked the entire southern continent. He walked off from the sundry room by using another door and walked towards the silent corridor, back into the Governor General's office. On the way, waiters and maidservants would occasionally pass by him. No one dared to look straight at him. Just catching sight of the Admiral uniform would make them scurry to the sides. Any person of the same height could probably find his way into the banquet hall when donning these clothes. I have to say, acting as an important figure can be easier than acting as an ordinary person. He needs some of them. Klein continued to walking straight in a somber attitude. He soon heard beautiful and melodic music as elegant wall lamps were burning with gas, illuminating the dark environment. Just as Klein approached a break room, he saw a room open. A middle-aged man had been waiting there as he walked over. The man had black hair and blue eyes. His facial features resembled Amherst. It was his younger brother, Aston. This gentleman had once served in the Navy and had been promoted to colonel. Later, he got sick of his military career, and together with political balance, he switched careers and became a Governor General. Klein and his average Audrey experience true. In his 5 to 6 years in Oravi, due to the importance placed on the island's location and resources, he pushed for Reedvalt's family to purchase farmland and estate, allowing him to own plenty of property. This wasn't completely obtained through his powers either. Aston and Reedvalt had paid a sufficient price. They even took loans from banks. It wasn't like the Balam East Coast, where land belonging to the Fasak people were bought at extremely low prices. Of course, if he wasn't Oravi's Governor General and his elder brother wasn't the highest commander in the Navy, the Reedvalt family wouldn't have so easily convinced their targets to sell. Here comes the test. Klein calmly approached and stopped in front of Aston. "Have you decided on that matter?" Aston looked around and asked. Then he recalled an introduction in the information he received. If Aston requests for a private chat or asks for an answer regarding a matter, tell him that an answer will be given when departing from Oravi. There's a new PV? Is that a lie? Is this... Wait, for real? Yes? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let him cook. Oh my god. Let him cook. Let him cook. Oh my god. No shot. Oh my god. Witcher, I love you. Shut the fuck up. Ain't no goddamn way. Ramiro, thank you. And a username, thank you so much. And most of all, Metatronus, my fucking goat, dude. There's a new PV that just dropped. Dr. Z. Let's go. Okay. Ready? 591 views. This is crazy. Ultra. Wait, why is this one in Ultra 4K? What? I mean, I'm going to do 2K because my monitor can't even do 4K. It doesn't even matter. Okay. Oh my god. Let me turn up the audio. Y'all ready for this? Reacting to the new PV? Let's do this. Oh my god. This is so good. Oh my god. I'm so excited. We are truly blessed. Oh my god. Tears coming to my eyes, guys. I can't even. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, now let's actually watch this frame by frame. Oh my god. So this is Klein doing the ritual, the luck enhancement ceremony in the real world after he sort of came to his senses and bought the bread and whatever to try to go back home, but it actually brings him above the gray fog. So I don't know what the words are. Someone please get me a translation for this. I don't know what the... although I guess this should be on Twitter hopefully soon, so I'll keep an eye out for that. Were those the tickets for the play? I don't think so. I don't think so. Lord of the Mysteries before the anime are eating better than T-bait during the anime. True. God, don't make fun of my T-bait. Don't make fun of my T-bait fans, okay? I love T-bait myself. The mon was doing great, but goddamn, they really fucked it up with that anime. Oh, oh, that is beautiful. Go back. Look at how detailed this room is. Oh my god. He's trying to do the fire style jutsu. True. Look at how detailed everything is. I can't read any of it. It says, please let me go back home safely. Metatronus, you are my goat, dude. Oh my god. Marry me. The bag of bread. There's so many books. Even the revolver. Like, that's such a small detail, but like everything's there. Oh my god, this is so good. Oh, did you guys see this? The 4 dots. Oh, did you see this? The 4 dots. That's so tiny. The history book, yes. The 4, like everything. They paid attention to everything. And I can't help but be so thankful. Like, god damn it, the author put those there for a reason, and they're actually reading them. They're actually paying attention to them. Thank you. Thank you. Him entering the gray fog, seeing all the crimson lights for the first time. Audrey, god, her eyes are look massive. Oh my god. I would assume that probably says like you can call me the fool. I would assume I don't have subtitles, so I don't know yet, but that's what I would assume. What is this? What are the lights circling him? Does anyone know offhand what this is? What is this? I'm lagging so much. I don't think that's on me, username. At least I don't think. The 7 lights? Alder's just asking who are you, and he probably replies the fool. Yeah, but those weren't 7 lights, were they? Those were just like 2 or 3 lights. Just came to see the full trailers came out. Oh, we are so here. We are so here. Oh, boys. Maybe 7 lights or the lights when he... Because... Oh, that was the fool. I see. Okay, hold on. No, where is this? Back here. 7 lights. You see, like, that is just 2 lights. At least, like, maybe I'm too slow, but, like, it looks like a red light and a... sorry, it looks like a red light and a blue light. And just a red and blue again. It doesn't look like 7 different colors of lights. You can call me the fool. Oh, that is so beautiful. Oh my god. Someone call the police. Oh, these guys they're breaking the law. This is too much heat. Oh my god. Ridsmar, this is a new Fool trailer, man. Oh my god. That is so good. Oh my god, that not a trailer, but a PV. Oh my god. Might be the ravings he hears when he heads to the Grey Fog. Oh, maybe. No, definitely not Amon. Don't. No, not Amon. Way too early for Amon. Jesus. Oh god, that was awesome. Dude, they're blessing us with so much content. This is crazy. Thank you so much. Oh my god. I also felt like I saw an Amon shadow. Where? Did I just miss it? It's possible. Where? Right at the end? Where did you guys think you saw it? At the very end? Okay. That's just okay, not that far to the end, I guess. Oh, are you thinking this is Amon? Is that this is Amon? But I don't see a monocle. Do you know what I mean? I don't know who this is. Not Amon. I don't know who this is. This is Klein that's the guy you see in the tarot cards as the full. Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe. The 2 lights are Audrey Alger's Crimson Stars. Oh, thank you. Thank you. The fool looks like Amon. True. No, that was fair. Like, I didn't notice that, but like, if I had, I probably would have gone like Amon too. So I that's fair. Okay, we're definitely not getting through all the chapters today. That is crazy, dude. Okay, 623. Jesus Christ. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna turn down the volume again so it's not constantly bothering you guys. I'm too excited to ask. Eridus, if you're interested in seeing the trailer and you missed it, I don't know if you saw it. I hope you did, but if you missed it, just feel free to go back a little bit. I watched all of it first before stopping, and then we stopped to analyze it. Shit, no, not this. Stop. Sorry, you guys gotta give me 2 minutes to get that uploaded now. Where did you even... Wait, wait, can someone... Wait, oh, there's the link, thank you. No, this is that one, I'm curious. Where's the link to the... fuck it, you know what, I don't even care. No, Romero, I'm looking for the, oh, yes, this'll do just fine, okay. Because I was looking for the link for the daily one. Because the daily one, for some reason, my video is just 720p, and I'm wondering if there's a way for me to get it to 1080. If it's not, then, you know, it is what it is, fuck it, but I'd still prefer for it to be in 1080. It just looks a lot better. Yeah, okay, it won't let me download that one in 1080p. Why? Couldn't fucking tell you. Apparently not good enough. Oh my god, The Witcher 3 music is perfect. I love that. Isn't daily is the trope? This is true. It is the Corpse Collector pathway. I'm wondering if I should switch the title. It's from daily. I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I switch the title? Dude, this is crazy. I've just become the Lord of the Mysteries guy at this point. This is crazy. True, it includes both daily and fry. Switch it. Okay. Okay, let's just do a quick poll really quickly. Okay. Okay. Okay, give me 2 minutes to get that uploaded, okay? I don't have the subtitles for it. Hopefully in time they will come out and I'll get those uploaded when I can, but until then, you know, it is what it is. If, by the way, if the subtitles do come out, someone please let me know so that I can get those put on too. Your daily trailer still has 7th on it, even though it's the 8th. Nice, you have a long way to get that title, but you're on track. Oh, sorry, I don't mean the LOTM guy. I mean like my entire trailer is now Lord of the. My entire channel is now Lord of the Mysteries, because I was looking at my past uploads and I was like, that's just all it is. I don't mean the Lord of the Mysteries guy. I mean I'm just a Lord of the Mysteries guy now. Sorry. Yeah. But hey, that if it if the Donghua does as good as I hope to the goddess that it does, we're in business, you know. I mean, it looks like a masterpiece. You're an official cultist. Yeah, it does look really good so far. No denying that. But again, my concern, like based on the quality that I'm seeing, my concern at this point has gone from being, will it be as good as I want it to be, and it's gone, because it looks by every standard like, yeah, it's probably good, it's gonna be that good. It goes to, I don't know if it'll get the recognition it deserves, because I don't always just have a hard time doing that. So that becomes like my next concern. That's fine. Yeah, good. Oh, I guess that one is 8, isn't it? I guess this one is 9 actually, because daily is actually 8. Okay. Okay, that's done. Where is this? Oh my god. Thank you. My only concern is that if some parts are being able to see the fights properly, a lot of moving parts, that's definitely true too. Like we have like really complicated fights with a lot of people involved, so I don't know what that necessarily looks like. That's definitely a fair concern to have too. But from everything like we've seen, it looks good. I don't like. I mean, Wind Valley probably is right now. Oh, Wind Valley, we all rest on your shoulders, mate. Yeah, okay, I don't know how many more chapters we're gonna do today, because, wow, we spent a lot of time on this stuff. I mean, it's awesome, and I don't regret any of it. But yeah, we'll play it by ear. Fuck it, see what happens. I guess we'll keep going until I feel like okay, I'm so sleepy that I can't, or until you guys say, hey, you are just missing shit because you are out of your fucking mind. Go to bed. So until one of those happens, we'll just keep going. See what happens. Like what happened yesterday. um. And then that. It will get the recognition it needs. I don't really care about the other people getting a chance of appreciating their loss. I'm not compassionate enough to care. I think all the subtitles are here. Please, Klein, please let me go home safely. Sir, may I ask who you are? You can call me the fool. Okay, dope. If they keep doing it late, then I'll do subs. Okay. Fair. Okay, that's good. I just want to add one more quick thing, and then I can upload this too, and then I'm just gonna do subtitles, and we'll get back to reading. Good lord, I am so sorry to you guys. I appreciate all of you being here. Fuck. How do you say? Wait, does anyone know off the top of their head how do you say that daily 1080? It's on the channel. Fuck it. It's too late now. It's fine, Romero. Wait, how do you say praise the fool? And I think it's Loanese or whatever. Presgardi. What the fuck was that? Someone knows that, please. Someone say it. They still haven't uploaded today's trailer. Will you get to... Oh, I'll definitely get there next time I need. Hermes, I see. Sorry. Sorry. Let's chant in Hermes. Presgardi Heli. Good lord, that is definitely not the right way to pronounce that, but full honorific. No, not the honorific name. I can't say it without singing it in Alter's voice. We already have people describing Klein's diary and... Man, you guys are crazy. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, yeah. The song in that trailer is thing. It's copyrighted. Oh well, it's all good. It's not mine anyway. Okay, that's done. That's done too. Based. I was technically only supposed to read for another half hour, but that ain't happening sure as fuck, so. Alright, I did send you the 1080 daily one. Aw, thank you, Romero. Want to end it here and have a long stream next time? No, I'm gonna keep going until like I really feel like, okay, I'm like really tired and I can't. At that point we'll stop, but like I feel okay. We should be able to go because there's a big cliffhanger and lore drop ahead. I feel fine. I feel okay, so we'll keep going right now. I'm just gonna get the subtitles on, and then I'm so sorry. We're gonna start reading again. Okay, done. Okay, all of that's done. Really sorry. Let's keep going now. Let's go. Man, you guys just had to stare at my mug that entire time. God bless you people. I sent you a good screenshot. I think it alleviates some internet stuff have with Audrey. Some design stuff people have with Audrey. Oh, I see. Okay, sure. Let's quickly check that out and then we'll go. Seriously, Romero, thank you for that 1080p version. I do appreciate it. Easy also live. Of course. Audrey has a good phrase, but really? Like, people have a problem with this? The description his username sent was, this is a good Audrey face, but the eyes are way less round. I don't get that at all. I don't know. Like, I think she looks so good here. He's sorry. Oh, no, that's good. Oh, no, that's good. Okay, I see. Okay. Like, this is good. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Don't misconstrue. I'm sorry. Interestingly, the studio chose to pursue the quartermaster instead of the fourth epoch. I like the Audrey face in this trailer way more than the other one. Well, that's good. Okay. Alright, well, if you guys need to tune into Easy Stream, I totally get it, but I have to continue reading or I will fall asleep. The answer will be given to you when departing Oravi. Wait, I just sent? Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, okay. So like this versus this. I see. Okay, like, okay. There is a substantive difference there. I don't know if I necessarily agree this one is good and this one is bad, but I get that there's a difference there. I don't, like, good and bad or like pretty and not pretty is totally up for subjective interpretation, so I'm not here to police anyone on that, but like I get that there's a difference there. Okay, that's fair. Let's hope they follow the source material. I really hope so. Like Audrey's face in the trailer, I don't like it in this. I don't like it in her trailer. The answer will be given to you when departing from Oravi. You seem to be waiting for something to give you the strength to decide. Keep your conjecture to yourself. With that said, he took a step forward and walked towards the banquet hall. Aston Revelt focused on his elder brother's back. His expression gradually turned cold. He then shook his head slightly. After entering the banquet hall, Klein surveyed the area and walked towards the long table with food on it. From time to time, he would stop to exchange pleasantries with people who came near him. During this process, it feels like the art style is different from every other thing. It definitely feels different. I don't know if I would say it's definitely unique, but like it definitely is its own. I think the fact that it's a Chinese studio already makes it look visually way different than like most anime. After entering the banquet hall, Klein surveyed the area and walked towards a long table with food on it. Just doesn't feel like when you Photoshop another person into a photo. Interesting. All he had to do was nod occasionally, allowing the conversation to harmoniously progress. Indeed, the status of an important figure makes certain aspects easy, but correspondingly, there are certain matters that can be difficult. Klein tore through one obstacle after another before arriving at the long table. He picked up a plate and told himself that the Admiral liked beef, fish, and lobster, while disliking chicken and goose. Therefore, he avoided foods like roasted chicken and Backlund-style roasted goose. He picked up some beef, dragon bone fish, and Adora lobster with butter and cheese. I don't mind it. Yeah, I like the art style. As the metallic containers, as the metallic containers had their bottoms lined with asbestos and the red-hot charcoal burning under it, or steaming hot water, all the food maintained at an appropriate temperature. Klein nearly broke down, destroying his persona when he took his first bite. He tried his best to maintain the Admiral's image. He seriously listened to what they had to say while listening to members of parliaments, Navy suppliers, etc., stuffing food into his mouth from time to time. He noticed that a young man in a tailcoat kept following him. He had a neat blonde hair that was combed backwards and a receding hairline with light blue eyes. He looks handsome and gentlemanly. Amaris's assistant, Luan. Klein controlled himself and didn't size him up. Once out of the Governor General's office, Klein boarded the carriage which was guarded by his bodyguards. He sat beside the wine cabinet. A blonde secretary, Luan, followed him in as the leather boots stepped onto the thick, soft carpet. He silently itched towards the spot opposite Klein. He sat there, but he only occupied a third of the seat. The carriage began moving as Luan took out a stack of documents from the briefcase he carried. Your Excellency, this is the Oravi Naval Base's ledger for the year 1349. Klein extended his hand over and browsed through the pages. What? A pound for a roll of toilet paper? And the naval base's bathroom was renovated 20 times in a year? Klein did some simple math and discovered all sorts of problems. Isn't accounting such as this too simple and obvious? I can even give them classes and teach them how to make claims. Klein seriously considered the attitude he should show. From his point of view, the greatest difficulty in disguising as Amaris was to learn to fool Luan. This wasn't to say the Governor General Aston and Miss Cynthia weren't familiar with the Admiral. It was just that as his younger brother, Aston might help his brother conceal the matter if he discovered something amiss after being given a hint. Similarly with the mistress. The possibility that Cynthia was a spy couldn't be eliminated. There was still the matter of being a chance of being used as a spy, but nothing could be as dangerous as Luan, whose duty was to monitor the Admiral. I can't expose any problems. What kind of attitude would the Admiral have when faced with such a report? Go into a rage? Pretend to be in a rage? No. The Oravi Naval Base personnel wouldn't be that daring to hand over a clearly problematic report as though they were blind. They must have taken they must have a certain level of confidence and tacit understanding between them. Klein could only confirm that either the Oravi Base's report was beyond the Admiral's expectations or determined to be of little importance. In between the line, Klein expressionlessly said, "Put it on my desk." In between the lines, the sentence meant, "I'll look through it carefully." To others, it might mean something different based on their standpoint. If the naval base had done nothing wrong, or had done it without warning, this meant that the Admiral was somewhat dissatisfied. If the two had reached an agreement, it meant that the Admiral wished to obtain more favorable benefits in the matter. As for whether it would offend anyone, Klein didn't care. It would be the Admiral's problem in a few days. He believed that a true demigod had the means to repress the anger of his subordinates. In addition, he was grateful that that Amorous wasn't a demigod of the Church of Storm. Otherwise, he had to consider whether or not to nod his head and pass the report, or throw the documents back in anger while throwing a few people in the passing into the sea to feed the fish. It's just canonical that members of the Lord of Storm or Pathway are just out of their mind, raging angry all the time. "Yes, Your Excellency," Luan said before stuffing the documents back into his briefcase. On the way back, Klein leaned into the carriage according to Amorous Reedwald's habits. He half closed his eyes, as though he was contemplating certain matters. But in fact, he wasn't thinking of anything. Luan maintained his silence and didn't speak at all. Human-height iron black street lamps were quickly left behind as the carriage drove close to the naval base before taking a bend into the house with a garden and lawn. Just as Klein walked up the steps, a butler opened the door for him as the servants lined the two sides, reverently waiting his arrival. The living room was decorated in a very classic manner. There were oil paintings of beautiful scenery hung up, limestone statues, etc. Klein, who should have relaxed, ended up tensing as he saw the beautiful lady walking towards him. She looked to be in her early 20s. Her blonde hair cascaded down, and when she cast her blue eyes over, it was as though there was a glow in them. Cynthia, the Admiral's mistress. Klein held back his discomfort and allowed Amorous' stern face to reveal a smile as he widened his arms. Cynthia threw himself into his arms and tiptoed. With her cheeks by his cheek, she whispered, "Admiral, I've already heated the water for your bath." This means she had someone monitor the end of the banquet. Being a mistress isn't simple either. So the Admiral likes hot baths to relax. Klein allowed his thoughts to wander in order to ignore how close their cheeks were. As a straight man, he should have felt embarrassed while being rather glad to be approached by such a beautiful member of the opposite sex. However, the temporary contract made him have zero urges. Hence, all that was left was awkwardness. "Very good," Klein pressed as he pushed Cynthia away gently. Knowing that the Admiral didn't like to be intimate in front of others, Cynthia retreated and led Klein to the second floor. Cheeks. Cheeks? Cheek is the name of the primordial demoness. Coincidence? I think not. Cynthia's a demoness. Confirmed. After doing all this, Cynthia instructed their servants not to come to the second floor unless they heard the bell ring. Then she returned to the bedroom, took off all her clothes, and changed into a nightgown made of silk. Her nightgown revealed plenty. It was alluring snow white, and deep in her cleavage was a special necklace pendant. Cynthia took off her necklace and stuffed it under her pillow. Amidst her blushing and hesitation, she left the bedroom and came outside the bathroom where the Admiral was bathing. Mustering her strength, she pulled at the handle. She realized that the door had been locked from the inside at some point. With a blank look, Cynthia yanked again, but the door didn't budge an inch. Storm believers need to be friends with spectators, get those anger issues resolved. True. 624. Okay. Okay, 4 chapters left. I'm gonna quickly grab some coffee and then we'll finish this. Okay, 4 more chapters. We should be done in like a little over an hour, hopefully. Okay, I'll be back in like 5 minutes. Okay, guys. Okay, sorry about the delay. We're back. Let's go. Okay. The bathroom was partitioned inside. The emanating steam covered the entire bathtub. Oh, good lord, I haven't changed the number in a long time. Hope we get more. I want to see the I know what kind of man you are, Zenny. Apart from his head to toe, Klein's entire body was soaked in the water. He lay there in such great comfort, he didn't wish to move. What a beautiful night. If only there was no Cynthia outside. I still have to deal with her. Klein sighed, considering what excuse to use to avoid being intimate with her. In accordance with the Admiral's trait, he decided to first use work as an excuse. After that would be the excuse of him not feeling well, him losing the ability to have sex, him needing to have some time to digest any medicine he had just taken, and how he'd realized his true sexual orientation, making him find curly-haired baboons extremely attractive. Oh my god! The Admiral is finally coming out. As for whether this would damage the Admiral's image, Klein didn't feel the slightest bit of pressure. As long as he prevented Cynthia from suspecting he was a fake, he would have completed his mission. The subsequent explanations for those excuses and how he would find an excuse to explain his recovery would be the Admiral's problem. What has that got to do with me? After changing into a hanging bathrobe, Klein sighed, and as he unlocked the major enemy in his quest, and opened the door to the bathroom. My tummy hurt. I'm tired. I'm busy. It's not I'm gay, DSV. It's I like did I put 627? Oh. What? I don't understand. It's not I'm gay. It's I like baboons. Seeing the corridor empty, with only the light from the wall lamps on both sides illuminating the darkness, Klein felt relieved. This is almost the same feeling as challenging a pirate admiral. As he mumbled, he realized he had a serious problem. He had no idea which room was the master bedroom or the study. Regardless, I have to inform Cynthia, or it might make the Admiral appear strange. Klein recalled the layout of similar houses in an attempt to find the master bedroom. At this moment, the door to the room diagonally across from him creaked open, and Cynthia, draped in a silk nightgown, walked over. Her hair was wet and messy as they cascaded down. The neckline of her nightgown was very open. Klein nearly raised his head to look at the ceiling fan to avoid the intense stimulation. Calm down, calm down. You're the Admiral. Besides, you've seen a half-naked demoness before. Compared to the ailment maiden, this lady's charms are clearly insufficient. Wait, why am I thinking about a demoness? I don't even know if they're men or women. Klein maintained his gaze and sized her up and down with a teasing tone. In that instant, he could sense the primal desire, but there was no response from his nether regions. Dude, he neutered him. He actually neutered him. Think about baseball. Think about grandma. Think about grandma. Too much trailers leave content for don't know. This is the result of the contract? The Admiral didn't need to go through all the trouble. Even if I have the urge, I'll control myself. What kind of situation haven't I encountered before? Do some real moderating. I'm gonna make coffee. Cynthia is a little different from what the records say. Isn't it said that she became the Admiral's mistress a year or two ago? With them not being able to see each other a while back? The Admiral has to coax her each time, as if she hadn't had her desires fulfilled. Why is she the one taking the initiative today? Does she find her standing as a mistress unstable, or has she been switched? Ever since Klein became a faceless, he felt that everyone was fake. Cynthia's eyelids were lowered. She was embarrassed, but felt some pride. Then she calmly instructed, "Help me prepare some coffee and place it in my study. I have things to deal with. You don't have to wait up for me." The Admiral said to Cynthia. Cynthia raised her head, her embarrassed blushing still present. Multiplying, wait. The multiplying chart for 7? What? I don't get the joke. It's 9 a.m. Guess the temperature. Where are you from, Zerv? Oh, Zaza. I know where you're from. Never mind. 38. Klein secretly inhaled and went forward to hug her before kissing her gently on the forehead. "I'll spend a lot of time with you in a few days." Such a response came from the provided information, but he had slightly changed the terms. To be frank, if not for him having the prior understanding, Klein definitely would have believed the Admiral would wear the same stoic face while spending time with the mistress. He looked stern in whatever he said and did, however. This demigod also had a gentle side when it came to his speech. He was just not that great at saying lovey-dovey stuff. 40. Shit. Oh, that was close. This also made him understand something else. Many people could only be viewed from the surface, and it was impossible to imagine what they were like in private. For a faceless to pull off a true disguise, they had to do meticulous investigation and have ample investigation of the target. Just like how a magician never performs unprepared. Cynthia revealed a clear look of disappointment, but smiled. "All right, Admiral, your nightgown is in the room. A bathrobe isn't suitable for handling matters." This is identical to the information. She's considerate and knows how to be understanding. Cynthia attentively opened the door to the study and tidied up the slightly messy desk. Later, she waited for the maidservant to finish making the coffee before personally serving it to him. During this process, Klein read the documents and information and acting as though he looked extremely professional. But in fact, he had little idea about the data or design plans of warships and battleships. He was basically no different than being illiterate. In this domain, all he knew were carriers, air domination, the main cannon, and turrets. When he saw Cynthia silently leave and close the door, Klein completely relaxed. He knew that he had survived the first night. It looks like the Void. Inside the master bedroom, Cynthia pursed her lips as she took out a necklace from under her pillow and tightly clasped the item. She stood there silently praying, "Oh, great mother tree of desire, please make me more alluring. Allow the Admiral to be even more mesmerized by me, so I can gain pleasure from me, so he can gain pleasure from me and bear me a child." Mother tree of desire? What the fuck is this? Okay, I swear to God, one of these days I'm gonna have to reorganize my notes again. I thought splitting them into bits would be enough. This is nowhere near enough. New evil god. Cool. It's literally on the screen, Zaza. Mother MTOD. Oh, I see. The tree on my desire to my mother. My go. Trip. Tree peach. Tree ass. Inside the study, Klein flipped through the documents placed in front of him. He was handling methods according to what the information indicated. He chose the simple ones and assigned the Admiral's name on them. The reason why he could mimic his signature was because the faceless allowed him to remember a target's unique traits, while the clown gave him precise muscle control. The complicated ones he couldn't understand had notes written with the following vibe: continue studying the matter. After busying himself until midnight, Klein reached over to cover his mouth and yawned slightly. This won't do. I need to sleep. I have plenty of challenges tomorrow. I need to remain strong and have energy. Klein thought for a moment and gave up on the idea of returning to the master bedroom. He raised his right hand and pressed down on his half-closed eyes. He pulled them down and moved his eyes to his nose bridge. Following that, Klein opened 2 slits where Klein's eyes originally were and used the flesh to produce a pair of fake eyes. So wait, he basically closed his eyes, moved his eyes, and then made fake eyes to look like he was working that are open, and then is going to bed? What the fuck? What did Devil do? Did Devil do something? What happened? After becoming a faceless, I'm really starting to be like a monster. If only I had such a godly technique in school. Red Devil deleted a spoiler? Devil! My baby boy is all grown up. See, this is why we gave you the powers. I had to ask him to do it though. You know what? Small steps, DSV. Small steps. Oh my god. Eyelid? Is that what you're trying to say? Is this what you're trying to say? His specialty as a clown allowed him to maintain his balance. He remained motionless like a stone statue. After an unknown period of time, Klein suddenly awoke from his dream. He sensed that there was a force attempting to pull him into a deep slumber. Who is it? I didn't do anything. Why would anyone enter my dream? That's not right. I'm an Admiral. Klein's heart stirred as he immediately changed looks. Even in his dream, he had to appear to be the demigod. My work here is done. Meanwhile, he felt his consciousness tightly contract as though it was avoiding something. This is different from an ordinary dream infiltration. I've clearly regained my lucidity and I can escape by myself and wake up, but I'm unable to leave this dreamscape. He knew very well that he was sleeping, but he could sense and control his body outside the dream. But no matter what he did, he couldn't wake up. Right on the heels of that, he saw a blurry white gas and an indiscernible figure. Klein narrowed his eyes slightly as he tore through the dream with his psyche, allowing his real body to move silently. Then he put his palm into his pocket to touch the 9th law charm. At that moment, the blurry figure calmly said, "Do not participate in any matter regarding Aston. This is a warning." Quite impressive to warn a demigod. What are Aston and the others thinking? Klein thought for a moment and emanated his spirituality, allowing the 9th charm to produce a deep sense of dominance. Then he produced the same feeling in his dream and said, "Who are you? Who do you represent?" The blurry figure was taken aback before laughing. As expected of Law Weaver Amorous, you actually managed to maintain your lucidity in this situation. No. Although Amorous has a title of Law Weaver, he is not adept at such matters. You should have said, as expected of Lord Fool, Klein lampooned and sternly said, "Answer my question." Law Weaver, so that's a high sequence of the Arbiter pathway. Oh, it's his title, not a thing. Oh, fuck me. Never mind. God damn it. I'm not congratulating you. Oh, yes, I forget. Yes, you always congratulate me when we get a high sequence name. Yeah, sorry. Like spell Singer of God. I see. Okay. The blurry figure chuckled. You don't need to know who I am. As a demigod, you should be clear that everything is fated. Likewise for the times. Do not resist the fate of an era, which is also the trend of the times. This will only make you a sacrifice of history. Fate of an era, trend of times, sacrifice of history. Klein immediately thought of a term, Twilight Hermit Order. But Klein didn't say a word, nor did he say those words, because the Admiral would be him for the next few days. Seeing Lawweaver Amorous fall into silence, the figure didn't say another word. It turned into an emanating white gas before vanishing. 6:25. Successful first day. Nice. Is this the second time you've mistaken a job and a sequence? What was the first time, Devil? I mean, it might be the second time. I don't know. I can't remember. What exactly are Amorous and Aston scheming about to attract a warning from the Twilight Hermit Order? Unless I can truly change the time and influence the direction of history, that organization wouldn't show itself or reveal its identity. Klein watched the figure disappear from his room. Any thoughts on why those guys showed up? I think it has something to do with whatever Aston was asking him about. Like, hey, have you given any thought to it? I think it probably has something to do with that. I don't know whether that looks like them passing a new law. I don't know whether that looks like them trying to take over an island or something. I don't know. But the Twilight Hermit, or if it's the Twilight Hermit Order, some big shit's about to go down, and Klein's going to be in the damn center of it. I've been watching many live streams and I just have no idea about Dr. Z. Oh, this is gonna be the first time Klein's really gone head to head with the Twilight Hermit Order. Amidst his thoughts, he suddenly snapped awake and was no longer as certain about his theory. The ploy which Admiral and his brother are planning might not really influence the trend of the times. Although the Twilight Hermit Order only involves itself in certain matters, as a leader of another secret organization, Klein clearly knew that apart from carrying out the organization's mission and values, it also provided help among members. From Roselle's diary, I can tell that they have members from different domains standing in sequences. Apart from a number of them fervently believing in the original creator, as they await the coming of Twilight and the awakening of him, and the awakening of the true God, the rest are only seeking to benefit themselves. Under such circumstances, as long as the organization doesn't strictly implement order, there would naturally be missions entrusted between one another. The Anime Wiz Order is way better than the Twilight Hermit Order. Hey, I agree. Perhaps the matter Aston Revolt is planning affects a particular member of the Twilight Hermit Order, who was made aware of it ahead of time. He entrusted the matter to another member and used the excuse the trend of time to warn the Admiral. If you think about it, we have a sequence 0 of the reader pathway, Visionary, Dr. Z. We have a sequence 0 of the Aurora of the secret suppliant pathway. Ramiro, I don't know what he looks like. I don't know what sequence 0 of that pathway is, rather, but it's got to be powerful, even if it's some fucked up shit. Working from this logic, the concealed matter is rather interesting. With the level of the Twilight Hermit Order, the Lord Admiral, who's likely only a sequence 0. Oh, Yes, a reader is not visionary. Rest. Yes, I don't know anything about reader. Fuck. Fuck. What would... Damn, what would the head of reader be? I would have thought author, but I know that's the sequence one of the spectator pathway, so it can't be that. What does reader become? Reader becomes like interpreter of knowledge or some bullshit, or like god of knowledge, or I don't know, something like that. What's a good tarot card? Let's pull up a tarot. Let's pull up the tarot. Let's pull up the major arcana cards. What would knowledge be? Death, temperance, hermit. Hermit? I don't know. Temperance. Maybe temperance or some shit. Headset video released as short news on LTM. There's no new info, just a continuous hint of the release date being the 28th. Also, bookmarking reaches 2 million. They'll host offline viewing. Ah, cool. Okay. Wind Valley, my go. How you doing, man? Let's play a game. Bring up, connect one to each pathway. Oh, Dr. Z, I really want to do that, but we've got to. If I have any chance of getting to 627, I need to lock in. If I start doing all that stuff, there's no way if that's happening. Why didn't they take action directly and instead give an advanced warning? I'm doing good, Wind Valley. I'm sleepy as fuck. Not today, another time? Oh, for sure, yeah. So, like, tomorrow's stream, if, for example, if you're here, remind me, we'll do that for sure. Promise. Good, Wind Valley. Just tired as fuck, man. I'm so sleepy. Law Weaver Amorous, who's likely only a sequence 4, isn't too difficult to eliminate. I even suspect that they can mobilize up to 3 or more angels in a manner that's far superior to the 7 churches. You will never guess the reader. You know what, brother? They said the same thing about Spectator, but I got it. You know, I'm truly goated. The warning is because the Twilight Hermit Order advocates secrecy and doesn't wish to expose itself. So they're trying to use overtly intense methods. Or is it because the members who assign the mission don't wish to see Amorous killed? To him, this Admiral is still of use and he's unwilling to give it up. Then his true identity seems to be confined to a certain circle. Klein made a bold assumption but had no way of verifying it. It has nothing to do with me since the Twilight Hermit Order is warning the Admiral, but as long as I don't involve myself with anything for the next few days, I should be able to last until the mission is done. Everything else that develops afterwards has nothing to do with me. With my present status, as I'm still far from investigating the Twilight Hermit Order, I don't even have the right to probe deeper. I just discovered a problem. Other secret organizations have their own aims and values at their core while mixing in the aid that their members provide each other. Our Tarot Club is more impressive. There are only missions given to each other without any aims or values. No, there are aims and values of some of our members. For example, the Moon believes that this is an organization born to save the world. No. Nagito, I think, has lost all hope with the recent developments. He rubbed away the fake eyes and moved his real eyes back to their original position. This wasn't a simple dream infiltration. Klein frowned slightly as he recalled what happened. This was because the power he had first attempted to pull him into a deep slumber. Back then, I had already fallen asleep. So why would he do so? Captain once again said that a nightmare can directly see a dream, so it's impossible to commit such a mistake. Therefore, the visitor hadn't used the beyonder powers of a nightmare, but something else altogether. He located me in the spirit world, or he knew my location. He used the sea of collective subconscious, as described by my Daily, to directly influence my powers. I'm more inclined to the second reason. That's the only thing that can explain why I couldn't escape my dream despite being lucid. It's recorded in Roselle's diary. His entry into the gathering was based on a realistic dreamscape that encompassed an entire continent. Klein chuckled and silently sighed. Admiral definitely didn't expect the Twilight Hermit Order's warning. It's only because he hired me. If it were anyone else, the stand-in already would have been exposed. That ninth charm worked as well. City of Silver. Inside the spire, in the room belonging to the chief, Colin Iliad. Derek, who had been summoned, saw the grizzled, scarred demon hunter. After he finished his greeting, Colin sized him up. You've advanced? Yes, I'm a Sequence 7 Solar High Priest. Derek had long registered his advancement, so there was no need to hide the matter. Do you have the subsequent potion formulas? Colin asked. No. The past Derek would have answered no, but the present him was used to thinking over it before answering. If I say no, my subsequent advancement, with the lack of experience to support it, will definitely make me suspicious, but if I say yes, the chief might ask me to use it to exchange for other items to nurture more sun pathways. This will no doubt prove that I'm lying. As Derek's mind raced, he sincerely said no. Back to horrors, terrors, and more horrors. Yes, sir. It's like and that's like a news anchor's entrance thing where they're like, welcome back to Saturday News at 4 o'clock with I don't fucking know. Jake Tapper. I don't know any news anchors anymore. Derek is there. He's like, welcome back to Horrors, and Nightmares with Derek Burge, your host. Thank you for watching. And let's watch me go through another horrifying, damn near scarring, and PTSD-inducing nightmare. Let's do this. Colin nodded as if it was nothing out of the ordinary. In about 2 months, we'll arrange an exploration mission for you. The team will secure the route and the ruins we find with the help of Jack. Before we make a second clearing. I hope we'll receive greater rewards then. Yes, Your Excellency. Just as Derek answered, he recalled the shepherd Lovia. Does that sentence make any sense? In about 2 months, we'll arrange an exploration mission for you. The team will secure the route and the ruins we found with the help of Jack before making a second clearing. So Colin said, like, you'll go back to the ruins where we found Jack, and then hopefully we'll go to the ruins where that Jack led us to, and hopefully you'll get some stuff there. Is that basically what he said? That's so weird. After daybreak, Klein changed into his clothes with the help of Cynthia, enjoyed a sumptuous breakfast, and took the carriage under the escort of the Admiral's bodyguards to the Oravi naval base. In the morning, under the companionship of the rear admirals and colonels, he inspected the conditions of the ship, ordnance stores, the newly built training grounds, and the bathroom, which had been renovated 20 times over the past year. He's giving him an excuse? I'm so curious. Yeah, that's what I think too. I just don't know what it's an excuse to. Is it an excuse to kill Jack? Is it an excuse to kill the shepherd? What is this? After having lunch at the Navy mess hall, Klein followed the schedule and summoned all the officers above the rank of major to take in their reports. During this process, he had a thick black-bound notebook placed in front of him. Inside were some of the questions the Admiral had prepared. In the past few decades, due to the embezzlement of salaries and harsh conditions sailors suffer, Oravi had 17 revolts by the lower ranks. After the passing of the Imperial Navy's latest act, and thanks to Your Excellency's guidance, we've already had such deep-rooted cultural issues improve. There hasn't been any such cases in the past 3 years, a colonel from the base reported. He would raise his head from time to time to look at the Admiral, and discovered that he was listening very seriously while taking notes. The scribbling sounds made none of the officers dare to not be at their best. Similarly, they took notes of the important points too. He knows that Derek has a secret, but he will ignore it because he's desperate, so he's ready to take a risk. Oh, so he's like giving him an excuse, like, hey, if someone asks where you got it from, you tell them that's where it is. He's giving Derek an excuse to use when he needs to explain we got oh, okay, yeah. How boring. Klein held a fountain pen and randomly drew creatures like turtles, cuttlefish, and dragons. He's so mean. Those colonels are shitting themselves, and Klein is like, la-di-da-di-da. As he had never studied sketching before, his drawings were a ghastly sight to see. Later on, he even drew intersecting lines and began playing 5 in a row with himself. A game created by Emperor Roselle, this motherfucker. Of course, his rich experience and consciousness of his identity made him raise his head from time to time to give the reporter a stern look in the eye, while giving a nod of encouragement. As for what the person had said, he didn't pay any attention. All he did was occasionally remember a few words. During the briefing, Klein shot a glance at the secretary, Luan, to get him to represent himself to mention a few points that needed clarification. Everything followed the schedule. Towards the end, Klein flipped the black-bound notebook a few pages forward and used the accent of a lone aristocrat to recite a few reports which the secretary had drafted and the Admiral had edited. Then, according to the actual situation, he used the common terms Amorous would use and a few conjunctions and pet phrases such as "there are a few points" and "let me continue on a few more points." It was already evening by the time the briefing ended, and under Luan's companionship, Klein left the naval base and headed for the residence of a naval supplier where a banquet was held. At the banquet, they casually chatted about the price fluctuations of port goods. As for Klein, he mimicked the Admiral, and he would mention a dated joke from Backland from time to time to get a warm response from everyone. After successfully acting after the banquet ended, Klein boarded the carriage, successfully feeling exhausted in body and mind. I have to take note of my speech and actions every minute and every second. Engaging in true acting for a day is more tiring than battling an Admiral. He knew that the most difficult stage of the day wasn't over. He still had to deal with Cynthia. Poor Cynthia, who's just a little girl, and Klein's like, oh my god, I still have to deal with her. Inside the villa, Cynthia learned from the attendant who had gone out to make inquiries that the Admiral was about to return. She returned to the bedroom, took out a tiny black rhinoceros horn pendant, and used a metallic plate to scratch off tiny bits of powder, mixing it into the hot water. After repeating the honorific name of the Mother Tree of Desire 7 times, she waited for nearly a minute before lifting the teacup in hope, cleanly downing it. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm so confused. Yeah, I already have that name down. What the fuck? What just happened? I'm so confused. Ramiro, at that point, just delete the app, man. Just delete the app. Just tell everyone you don't have it. Other people have it. I don't care. I don't have it. When people ask me, hey, you didn't respond to me, I don't have it. I don't have the app. You gotta message me. Looking at the lights emanating out from the villa in the darkness, Klein spent several seconds mentally preparing himself before alighting the carriage. He followed the three-layered staircase and came to the door where the Admiral, bodyguards, and servants were lined up before stepping in. Seeing Cynthia wearing conservative home clothes due to the existence of others, Klein heaved a sigh of relief. As he maintained a stoic expression and walked over, Cynthia's smile became more and more brilliant as she shifted the strands of her hair to the back of her ear, revealing her fair and slender neck. Seeing Secretary Luan and the Admiral's bodyguards head for their own rooms or moving out of the building to take up their patrolling positions, Klein pulled Cynthia into an embrace and said in a deep voice, "There's no need to prepare any hot water. Give me a quiet room. I need to spend the night alone." Cynthia used her eyes to express her puzzlement and blankness. Klein surveyed his surroundings and said, "Something unexpected happened. I need an extremely quiet state to recover." As he spoke, he raised his right hand to pull at his collar, revealing a patch of faint-colored, fleshy granules. His problematic physical condition was an abnormal reaction. Was an excuse the Admiral had prepared for the tramp stand-in, so as to avoid Cynthia's attempts of intimacy without exposing a problem. To make it more convincing, Klein used his faceless powers to provide evidence. People contact me. Cynthia turned to gape as she nearly screamed. Thankfully, she covered her mouth and held it in. Are you fine? Do you need to see a doctor?" "No. This is the price needed for powerful strength. I'll recover in 2 or 3 days of solitude." Klein found an excuse needed for the future. Okay. Cynthia hurried up the stairs and helped Klein to the second floor and led him to the quietest room. As for the master bedroom, she had already lit some scented candles and scattered some faint-smelling extract, so she didn't offer him some. Seeing the door close, Klein slowly exhaled and changed out of the Admiral's uniform and laid down. Not far in the master bedroom, the worried and disappointed Cynthia was soaking herself in hot water before sleeping. She looked at the ceiling with an unfocused gaze as she couldn't help but recall the exhortations of her parents from a few days ago. They wanted her to charm the Admiral and be impregnated with his child. This way, their family would be able to take on more business with the Central Sonia Seas Naval Fleet. That's crazy. The Admiral seems to have many matters hidden in his heart. So much so that something abnormal happened to his body. Cynthia's thoughts wandered as they disappeared. Without realizing it, she fell asleep. During this period, she found her digestive system was turning warm as her body felt a little hot. Oh god. This is gonna be some bullshit, whatever she took required her to have intercourse, or now she's gonna turn into a raging monster or some bullshit. God, fuck this place. She seemed to see a pitch-black sky which was covered with resplendent stars. One of them seemed to notice her gaze and produced a brighter glow. The next morning, the invigorated Klein enjoyed a sumptuous breakfast which was nothing short of spectacular to speak of. Turn on the creepy music? Actually? I don't know if that's a joke, but I'm going to get it ready, anyway. Not that one. This one? No, not that one. The other one. Sorry. The two are so similar. Oh, it's the same fucking thing in two places. You're kidding me. God damn it. What's our creepy music? I don't actually know the name of it. This should be fine. The next morning, according to the Admiral's habits, he would spend some alone time every 2 or 3 days to study and master his beyonder powers to a deeper extent. Therefore, Klein spent most of the day without being disturbed, with him only needing to handle some simple work. Inside the quiet and spacious office, Klein leisurely paced about or flipped through the books in the bookshelf. Okay, hold on. I don't think this is the right song. Hold the fucking phone. Yeah, I don't think this is it. Hold on. There's gotta be something else. Yeah, we can do this. This'll work. This is fine. Inside the quiet and spacious office, Klein leisurely paced about or flipped through books. From time to time, he would put his palm into his pocket and touch the ninth law charm to release some of its powerful might. This was to make the secretary, who was outside, believe that there was nothing wrong with the Admiral. After some time, Klein felt sleepy and decided to take a short nap. At that moment, he heard some knocking at the door. There's something important, Klein frowned. Something that made the secretary disturb the Admiral's focus training. "Come in," Klein said. "Your Excellency." "A telegram from Backland," Luan said, in a suppressed voice. "Mr. Aston has been relieved of his post as Governor General. He will temporarily be replaced by the City Council's chairman. It's said that the new Governor General will arrive today." Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's so not good. Who's the new Governor General? Oh, it's gonna be like In Zong Will is the new fucking Governor General or some bullshit, dude. Aston has been relieved of his post? Has the secret been discovered? That's right. The Twilight Order warned me. No, amorous. It means they long grasped the actual matter. With another member cranking the wheel, the matter will likely go through a series of position changes, putting an end to the matter. A warning was given to the previous night, and action was taken today. This must have been prepared for a while. Yes, this can be seen from the fact that the new Governor General will arrive today. Klein was alarmed before he felt the matter was within reason. He mimicked the expression the Admiral would have when faced with a problem, by pacing back and forth and then saying, "I'm aware." However, Klein didn't express his views or pass any orders. However, it was because he hadn't decided on a response. We have a saying from the Foodaholic Empire: moving is not as good as staying put. Wrong. That's actually wrong. A bad decision is infinitely better than no decision, okay? Indecision is a choice. Remember that. Luan raised his head and glanced at the Admiral Amorous without saying a word before silently leaving the office. I'm curious. Okay, I'm gonna try a different song. I apologize if it doesn't work. I'm just curious. Okay. Luan raised his head and glanced at the Admiral without saying a word before leaving the office. Klein once again paced about, considering what the Admiral would do if he were here. This was something important that had happened outside his expectations. Therefore, Klein could only infer based on the Admiral's character, experience, as well as some personal descriptions. He is a conservative person. Even while he was a mid and low sequence beyonder and was on all kinds of different ships, he rarely took risks. He believes himself to be a lone aristocrat who values family, children, and emotions. He's a gentleman who's of good bearing and garners the affection of women. This is open to debate. With his standings and status, even a curly-haired baboon would garner the affection of men and women. No, perhaps even more. At the very least, a curly-haired baboon doesn't tell dated jokes. While in deep thought, he heard knocking again. "Come in," Klein said. "Your Excellency, Mr. Aston wants to see you." "Why is he here?" "He came to Amorous to seek his protection? Or does he plan on making a desperate struggle?" Klein narrowed his eyes slightly, realizing that he couldn't make a decision for the Admiral. What would he do? After receiving a warning from the Twilight Hermit Order, he should already realize the matter's been exposed. The target was long prepared, and with his conservative nature, it can be imagined that his decision would be... However, he greatly values family. He even provided some of Aston's interesting tidbits. It's not hard to tell that there's concern and love for his younger brother. He doesn't like cannabis and tobacco. Drinking is just for socializing. Apart from being a little caught with beautiful women, there's nothing wrong with him. He values family. Family. In that moment, he turned into Amorous, but he was able to analyze the situation in a detached manner and said, "Tell him that I have many matters to deal with. I don't have time to meet with him. Also, buy him a ticket back to Backland." That's out of character. Luan seems to have expected it, as he retracted his gaze and replied, as though everything was normal. "Yes, Your Excellency." That was expected. Are you going to stop at 6:27? Yes, Leo-san. At that point, I would have been streaming for like 4 hours. I need to go to bed. As he watched Luan leave the office to find Aston, Klein gently sighed like the real Admiral. He knew that Amorous would have made the same choice if he returned early. This was family, something he greatly valued. With their scheme completely exposed, there was no way Amorous would have exhausted his last chip on a bet that would place his family at risk. As long as he didn't participate in it, when will you, it'll be, yeah, tomorrow night, so within like, so in like 24 hours, basically. Tomorrow, I can't do a morning stream. If you guys are up for it, I'll let you know when I'm coming back. I have to go do something in the morning. So if you guys are up for it, I can do like a stream a little earlier. Like it'll be later than my morning stream. It'll be about the time that I normally get done, but I mean, as long as he didn't participate in it, and he's still a demigod, the Revolt family wouldn't suffer any overly serious damage, even if he isn't able to maintain his standing as the highest commander of the Central Sonia Sea. Okay, sorry, Zaza, damn. And to get his secretary to buy his tickets, I'm not interested in next stream anyway. Okay. And to get his secretary to buy tickets for him made it clear that Amorous is still treated as Aston's brother. It was a warning to others not to harm him before he figured out what was happening. After nearly a minute, Luan returned and said, "Your Excellency, Mr. Aston has left." Come on, I didn't make that many jokes that you didn't like, Dr. Z, did I? Amorous greatly values family. Klein fell silent for a quick second before saying in a deep voice, "Did he say anything?" "He said that you are indeed a cold person by nature." The corners of Klein's lips curled slightly as he produced an unfeeling smile. This was an instinctive reaction. However, this was with him completely in character as Amorous. He felt that the Admiral would have done the same. For the rest of time, Klein sat in his office and didn't meet anyone, nor did he deal with any official business. All he did was occasionally listen to his secretary report to him about the situation on Oravi Island. Nothing happened until the arrival of the new Governor General. In the evening, he didn't attend the banquet as he was supposed to, and he returned to his villa. As he saw Cynthia walking towards, he hugged her and calmly said, "Aston has been relieved of his post as Governor General." I heard about it. It should be fine, right?" Cynthia said anxiously. Klein closed his eyes and didn't mention it again. All he did was give a soft, terse reply. That sentence was the most obvious expression of his emotions as a stern, old-fashioned, conservative, high-ranking man. Dude, I feel like Ramiro is working overtime this stream. I feel like he's deleted on average like one in every 4 messages. What the fuck is happening? I do my best. Late into the night. Okay. That is ominous for sure. Oh. Oh my god, the Witcher track is so hard, dude. Oh, it's so good. Dudes and dudettes, if the Witcher track is not copyrighted, we're listening to this on repeat all the time, okay? Cynthia could vaguely sense the deep pain and helplessness inside the Admiral's heart. Without speaking further, she hugged him tightly and used her company to calm his mood. After a simple dinner, Klein took a hot bath and entered the quietest guest room once again. He got into bed and stared at the ceiling in a daze. Klein knew that with him having fully immersed himself in the character of the Admiral, Amaris's helplessness towards fate and the pain he needed to hide had resonated with his past experiences. If I hadn't figured out the concept of getting into character and being detached, I might have lost myself. This is like some actors in my past life. They get too into character and are unable to detach themselves, causing them to suffer mental problems. To beyond her, mental problems might end up magnified. Klein wallowed in his gloom. He got to learn what kind of person he was. I never expected that a Admiral who enjoys high standing, a demigod saint, would be faced with such hopelessness and painful experiences. Strength can bring abundance, but it's not the solution to everything. Everyone wears masks, and this is the truest side of a demigod. Klein watched as the crimson moonlight turned brighter, dyeing everything red. That's crazy. Could it be that the Admiral is actually behind the scenes trying to fight against the Twilight Hermit Order? That's ridiculous, right? Like, he would just get fucking swatted down like a fly. At that moment, through the resonating feelings of the Admiral's experiences and the contrasting differences, as well as the experience that from his previous acting, Klein established a more multifaceted and realistic image of Amaris, and gained a clearer image of his blurry self. A person who's sentimental, a person from Earth, but to a degree, a person who has been reconstructed into a new person because of this fusion with Klein's memory fragments. Oh, Klein is going to fully digest his potion right here by the end of this sentence, isn't he? Holy fuck. A person who doesn't spend too much time with the Nighthawks, but has that period of time deeply influences actions and choices. A person who tries to play safe and is afraid of danger, but is able to change his mind at the critical moment. A person who truly wants to skive, eat delicious food, travel, enjoy, but has no choice but to be busy with more important matters. A person who likes beautiful women, but doesn't give himself up to pleasure to keep to his principles. A person who loves money, but is willing to spend large sums for his siblings. A person who hides his pain inside while showing a smile to others. A person who's used to lampooning inwardly, but appearing gentlemanly on the surface. A person who can overcome his psychological traumas, but never crosses his bottom line. A person who feels embarrassed for his acting. He's also a guardian, a miserable wretch that is constantly fighting against threats and madness. The corners of Klein's mouth curled up as he silently added. These thoughts flashed through his mind as he seemed to come into contact with his true self. Without realizing it, Klein fell asleep, his body and mind at peace. Absolute cinema. Oh my god, that was amazing. From head to toe, that was so good. Oh, that is so good. Inside the master bedroom, Cynthia also fell asleep. She was dressed in a nightgown with her legs bare. She had a few layers of her blanket in between her legs as she gently grinded them. Her hand subconsciously scratched her skin. forming red streaks across them as tiny bumps were produced. She saw illusory and surreal. In her dream, she saw the illusory and surreal cosmos, as well as the bright star that emitted its light at her. Her vision was pulled closer to it as she slowly discerned the star. Why did Klein suddenly wake up from his dream, as he suddenly had an indescribable scene burst into his eyes? Why did I have such a dream? Just now, not only had he dreamed of Cynthia wearing a silk nightgown, but he also had a sexual relationship with her. He even dreamed of the naked body of the demoness of pleasure, Sharon, the exquisite doll-like Miss Sharon, Miss Justice, whose looks were relatively blurry, Trissy Cheek, Tracy, and all the beautiful women he had met before. And he gave himself up to the pleasure as he engaged in a myriad of positions. To most beyonders and ordinary people, this might have been a normal response of suppressing his body, but as a seer, a dream was very special. This isn't a seer's dream revelation, but the result of an external influence. There's an enemy. Klein was alarmed as he made up his mind. At the same time, he cautiously got out of bed and changed into his Admiral uniform. This way, he had the Ninth Law charm and creeping hunger on him, equipped with potent self-preservation abilities. As he wasn't clear of the present situation, Klein didn't attempt to head above the grey fog. He continued viewing himself as amorous. With a steady expression, Klein carefully walked to the door and reached for the handle to grab. At that instant, he seemed to finally have the connection with the real world as he heard the chaos and din outside the door. There were clear chewing sounds, debaucherous moaning, angry roaring, and sharp urging. What exactly happened? Everything was normal just moments ago. Klein gulped a mouthful of saliva as he used cogitation to remain calm. He had been using spirit vision to observe the situation outside the villa every day and didn't discover any problems. Where are the bodyguards? Where's Secretary Luan? Klein found the entire ordeal strange and terrifying the more he considered the situation. He touched the Ninth Law charm in one hand and made the deep domineering aura emanate, repressing the unease wafting through the air. Exerting strength in his left hand, Klein twisted the handle and opened the door. Before he took a step, he saw a red-vested attendant standing opposite him. The attendant had many cooked and raw food placed in front of him: steak, mutton, fish, lobster. At this moment, the attendant picked up a huge fish that seemed to have stopped struggling, raised his head and smiled at Klein. "Admiral, I have always envied your food." His stomach was different from before. It was bloated, as though he was 7 or 8 months pregnant. Why the fuck is every evil person seemingly pregnant? What the fuck is happening here? His dude, username's message killed me. Oh my god. Username's message, not the pregnant one, the one before, killed me. The attendant hurriedly gulped as he swallowed the food in his mouth. His bloated stomach trembled as though he would blow up at any moment. This is the instinctive reaction to restrict one's appetite. Klein observed the attendant carefully, and for some reason he recalled a tramp stand-in who died of a sudden illness. He didn't spend too much time thinking or making attempts to rescue the attendant who was ravenously consuming the food. This was because he knew that there was nothing that would be effective unless he resolved the matter at its root. Klein moved his feet and followed his intuition's guidance, carefully walking to the master bedroom. At the door, there were 2 maidservants. One of them was sitting on the other as she bent her back, strangling the other by the neck. What am I reading? What am I reading? Wearing a beaming smile, she shook the maidservant beneath her as she urged, "Quickly, quickly, praise me." "She desires acknowledgement," Klein frowned and took a few steps closer, grabbing onto the collar of the maidservant at the very top. He threw the maidservant to the other side of the wall, slamming her to the wall with a force enough to make anyone faint. What is happening? So it's obviously the Mother Earth, the Mother Tree of Desire or whatever, who's taking the desires. I don't know how she did this. The Mother Tree of Desire, yeah. Who's taking the desires of everyone in the house and turning them up to fucking 12 on the scale. Whatever desires they've been repressing, whether that's, someone wants encouragement or acknowledgement, whether someone is envious of the food, whether someone is looking for like gratification or whatever that is being turned up to 11. So everything is so like whatever desires they have are just, there's no, so basically what they're doing is it's maxing out their impulsiveness and minimizing their inhibitions. So no one's thinking like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do this, like I might get fired or whatever. Everyone's like, no, fuck it, I want to do this, let's fucking go. However, this didn't prevent the maidservant from getting to her feet. The maidservant at the very bottom kept yawning without opening her eyes. Even though her neck was being wrangled, she appeared as though she hadn't had enough sleep. So like this maidservant is just really tired. So this maidservant is like, fuck it, dude, I want to go to bed. I'm so sleep deprived. Like exactly what I'm feeling right now. Like, she's like, bro, you can kill me. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to bed. They see that one is actually the most understandable. She's just like, I'm sleepy, okay? You guys do whatever the fuck you want. I'm sleepy, okay? Don't wake me up. Such a scene. Klein had the urge to escape and seek help from the church or military. But he was the strongest person on Oravi Island. He was the Admiral. Amorous. I'm amorous at this moment. However, the situation once the situation turns for worse, I should flee when the time calls for it. I shouldn't act at the cost of my life. Klein pushed open the master bedroom, his scalp tingling with numbness. Just read 20 more chapters, shut the fuck up. The first thing he heard behind the door was pleasurable moaning that gave itself up to one's primal instincts. Following that, a smell that made his heart race and sent blood gushing to his nether regions. In addition, there was an eclectic mix of all sorts of bodily fluids. Average French household on Tuesday at 1 p.m. I'm so sorry. I can't help but make that joke. Right on the heels of that, I can confirm. Average Intes household. Oh, God. Oh, that's so funny. Right on the heels of that, Klein saw the blonde secretary, Luan. He stood by the door, looking inside with an overlooking cold manner. His arrogance was extremely real. Upon sensing someone enter, he turned his head to discover the Admiral, but his expression and gaze didn't change, as though he was looking at an ordinary, unimportant person. The secretary is usually very reverent, but he's actually such a prideful person? Klein originally wanted to question Luan, who seemed to possess some reason, but he saw him shift his gaze to look in the middle of the master bedroom. He only looks normal. Klein traced Luan's gaze and discovered a fair body that was 3 meters tall in the middle of the master bedroom. 3 meters tall? That's like 7 foot some bullshit, dude. How much is 3 meters tall in feet? 3 meters to feet. That's 9.8 meters. Or sorry, 9.8 feet. That's like 1.5 Shaq. Like if you took Shaq and then you cloned him and you took off his torso and head and added it to the normal Shaq, that's how tall that guy would be. You are out of your fucking mind. It had brownish green lumps growing on its surface that resembled tree warts. Tree warts, mother tree of desire. Coincidence? I think not. Some parts were cracked open, revealing organs that resembled flowers. That's like how high a basketball hoop is. Oh, true, yeah. It had bodyguards, and the male attendants gathered around it as though they were stood or knelt. Good lord. Prostrating or floating as they mated with those organs. What are you making me read? I feel like I should be reading this in a dark basement with no humans around, ensuring no one ever caught me fucking ever reading this, dude. What is this? It had the bodyguards and the male attendants gathered around. Nope, already read this. The other bodyguards and male servants of varying numbers were scattered around the carpet, enjoying each other's bodies. In addition, tree warts and flowers grew from the tall, fair body, as well as the brown branches that extended out as they participated in every promiscuous act of pleasure. What kind of monster is this? Klein had the knowledge of mysticism overturned once again. He lowered his left palm and prepared for battle. At this moment, the terrifying body, which towered 3 meters tall, turned the head over. It was a female. She was none other than the beautiful Cynthia. As the tree branches danced while the flowers opened, Cynthia looked at Klein with her flushed cheeks and said, with embarrassment, "Admiral, I want to have a child with you." Get me out of here. Oh my god. I feel disgusting. Oh my god. Get me the fuck away from here. Oh god. Kill me, dude. Actually. What the fuck did I just read? Oh my god. Art. Yeah, I'm gonna check out art real quick. Oh my god. Oh, I feel so Jesus Christ. Zaza, what the fuck? Bro, give me some money. I need some money to do divinations. Come on. You're holding out on me. What the fuck? Now you understand people really wanting 627. Yeah. Oh god. Oh. That's all from robbing you. Shut the fuck up. I've never had that much money ever. Jeez, I mean that's really cool art, but oh god. Having known what was happening, it's disgusting. My eyes. Username, shut the fuck up. Oh. I need to go to bed. I need to, no, the stomach won't stop. Yeah, oh, that's so disgusting. Mother Earth. Okay, sorry, quickly, one quick thing. Mother Earth of Desire. Desire makes me think like Desire Apostle or some shit. You know what I'm talking about? But Desire Apostle is of the criminal pathway. I think when we know sequence 0 is Abyss. I don't know. I don't know what I have to think of. I don't know. I'd have to think about something. Mother Tree of Desire. I guess the fact that it's tree it could also be of the planter pathway, maybe. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the. I don't know anything about the planter pathway. This is my knowledge on the planter pathway. You ready? This. Oh, sorry. This is in the wrong place. Sorry. This is in the middle. That's stupid. That way. This is my knowledge on the planter pathway. It's that it exists. What am I supposed to do with this? I mean, it might be that, but I don't know. Okay, that's it. Alright, we're gonna leave it there. Thank you, everyone, for another fantastic stream. Fucking Christ, 4 hours long. I'm so sleepy. If you're not in the Discord, consider joining. Link in the description. We do some cool stuff. I do a lot of divinations there. You know, Doctor is there, but you don't know the sequence. Do I know Doctor? Do I know that one? Doctor unknown sequence. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mero. Alright, thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your day and night. I'll see you guys later. Peace.